Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all you sincere Akim out there, push this word of truth and sincerity. Any brothers that are out there sincerely listening to the doctrine and building up your, multiplying your talents, so to speak, and any akwat that are out there listening diligently. Gonna go another week out here prophesying the downfall of America and trying to bring in the elect, one to save our own souls, but also to bring in the lost sheep of the house of Israel and bring them in as well. Our mindset and our duty and what we got to be focusing on is adhering to these scriptures and building upon what we've already learned. We got to give attendance to reading and exhortation and the doctrine and learning. All right. Remember, it says knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. While all these other people are concerned themselves with folly and BS. We already had the whole quarantine that happened, man. That was back in 2020. We're already now about to approach 2025, and it's almost as if everything continued like it was like normal. Like, you don't realize how crazy of a time that was, where everything was shut the hell down. I think that's going to come back. That's 100% going to come back. So we are the one measuring the times as prophets do. Okay. As the men of the Lord are going to do, right? Measure the times diligently, the scriptures say. So, first and foremost, give me that first precept. I think, was it?
2 Timothy's.
Give me 1 Timothy 4:13 first.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 13.
Yeah.
1 Timothy 4 and verse 13, which it reads. It says, "Neglect not the gift that is in thee."
Right, and it's a gift. All right, when you understand these scriptures, all right, when you can understand the precepts of the Lord and you can understand the Bible and not taught by no damn wacky tacky Christian or some Roman Catholic priest, all right, when you can actually understand these scriptures through the Spirit, it's a gift. Okay, not everybody has this gift. All right, this gift is only given to the Lord's elect. Go ahead.
Which was given thee by prophecy.
By prophecy, right? So it's a prophecy that there was going to be an elect group of men given this gift. Okay, and with this gift, they're supposed to preach. With this gift, they're supposed to teach. All right, with this gift, they're supposed to exhort. All right, with this gift, they're supposed to rebuke. They're supposed to reprove. That's what you're supposed to do with this gift. Not hide it away like the scriptures say. All right, you're supposed to multiply this gift. And how do you multiply this gift? By building upon what you already learned, and then putting it on an open display. Go ahead.
With the laying on of the hands of the presbytery.
Right, the laying on the hands of presbytery, which is basically the teachers, right? We've all been taught through by the apostles. Go ahead.
Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all.
Yep, that profiting may appear to all. And that's the point, right? So we're here to do what we have to do diligently so that the elect can profit from it. All right? We are sent out to redeem those that were under the law, right? Sent out to redeem the nation of Israel.
This is verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Go read that again. Now you understand the importance of what we're reading. We're reading salvation. We're reading how do you get saved. Because people in the church believe that if you get baptized in some filthy fucking fluoridated water, that you're automatically saved. But you ain't saved from nothing yet. You don't even know you don't even understand what you're gonna be saved from, which is a very terrible, ill time that never has been seen before. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is back to 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 16. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine.
Continue, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Go ahead.
Continue in them, for in doing this.
And continue in them. So when things get shaky, continue in the doctrine. Go ahead.
It says, in doing this, thou shalt save both thyself.
Right. Don't go after other doctrines of devils and lies and heresies and BS, because that's going to get you trapped up. So you got to continue in the doctrine that was being taught by the elders and apostles, the right doctrine. Go ahead.
In doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
And by doing that, you shall save yourself and those that hear you. And that's what we feel. That's the most important thing. We come out here to not only save ourselves, but save those that will hear us. You know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai. Did you read verse 14?
Yeah, verse 14. If you want me to read it again.
Yeah,
this is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 14. It says, "Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee."
I'll slap you. You know what? Maybe
13. Till I come give it to you.
Yeah.
This is verse 1 Timothy 4 verse 13. Till I come.
Right. So this is important, right? Till the Lord comes, and we know the Lord hasn't came yet. All right. And we can read that in Isaiah 11. Isaiah 11, it talks about how the Lord's going to come down a second time. So when that second time has not come yet. Okay? So till the Lord comes, go ahead.
Give attendance to reading.
Give attendance to reading. Go ahead.
To exhortation.
To
doctrine.
To doctrine. So we got to be, you know, basically, in a lack of a better term, face deep in these scriptures, man. Because that's what's going to give us salvation. Like I said, we got to build upon what we already know, because as we build, as we grow, as we build a beautiful house, we got to make sure that the other Israelites can see it. They can see what we built upon. And we've been out here years. The elders and apostles have been out here for years. So we're building a beautiful house, and they display it openly. Okay? Just like we display it openly. To hopefully, Lord willing, bring in the elect. And that's for not only for our own salvation, but for the salvation of the Lord's elect, the Lord's chosen. You got something?
Yeah, this is in the prologue of the Wisdom of Sirach, book of Ecclesiasticus.
Oh yeah, I got some.
Book of Ecclesiasticus. And it says, I'm going to start at the top. It says, this Yahushai was the son of Sirach, and the grandchild of Yahushai of the same name with him. This man therefore lived in the latter times, after the people had been led away captive and called home again, and almost after all the prophets. Now his grandfather Yahushai, as he himself witnessed, as a man of great diligence and wisdom among the Hebrews, who did not only gather the grave and short sentences of wise men that had been before him, but himself also uttered some of his own, full of much understanding and wisdom.
Yep, and that's the beautiful thing about the book of Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus. It's nothing but words of wisdom. All throughout throughout all the book, but like when you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, it's precept upon precept upon precept of just, you know, don't do this, do this. This is how you should live your life. This is, and it's just, and that's why they had to take these Apocrypha out, man. Because one, the book of Ezra, super heavy book. Book of Maccabees, super heavy book. Book of Ecclesiasticus, super heavy book. Like all the books are heavy, but Ecclesiasticus, it's a heavy ass book with nothing but proverbs and precepts of living life, living right. What?
Yep. It says, when as therefore the first Yahushua died, leaving this book almost perfected, Sirach his son receiving it after him left it to his own son Yahushua, who have gotten it into his hands, compiled it in all orderly into one volume and called it wisdom. It says, instituting it by his own name, his father's name, and his grandfather, alluring the hearer by the very name of wisdom to have a greater love to the study of this book. And it says, it containeth therefore wise sayings, dark sentences, and parables.
There you go.
And certain particular ancient godly stories of men that please the Most High.
There you go.
Right? So, you know, as the scriptures say, the things that are written for time is written for our learning. So part of giving attendance to reading is so that you can have these various stories, godly stories of pleasing of men that, and also you got holy women that please the Most High. You know, because you got with the what's that? Maccabees, how those they were being tortured. The mum that had like the stomach of a man. Y'all know that? Yeah, we can pull it up, but basically, like not to basically conform to the image of Esau and Edom. You have a lot of our people that have stories within the scriptures as a testimony, so that we can follow after too. You know, to follow suit.
So can you give me Proverbs 4? I think it's Proverbs 4 and 7. Get wisdom with all the getting understanding. The thing too is, like, you know, you'll read scriptures about read, but you know, there's a lot of dead bones out there that read these scriptures without the spirit, without the light, you know? And what's the point of walking away if you don't have a light to see, you know? So they're walking in darkness, they don't understand these scriptures, so they can read it, but they ain't really understanding it. You know, that's why you gotta, when you read these scriptures, you gotta read it with understanding, you gotta read it with the spirit, okay? The spirit isn't given it to everybody. So, you know, like, you have people that say, oh, I've read the book front to back, but they don't understand it, you know?
Carnal.
Yep.
Carnal.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs 4 and 7. It says wisdom is the principal thing.
Yeah, wisdom is the principal thing, and you're going to get wisdom by reading these scriptures. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, get wisdom, and with all that getting, get understanding.
Right, and in order, on top of the wisdom, you have to understand what it is you're reading, right? So you're going to get wisdom from reading these scriptures, but to get the understanding, the Spirit's got to be working with you. The Spirit's got to be dealing with you to get the wisdom and the understanding.
I got something.
Go ahead. And like I say, you can walk away at nighttime, or you can walk away, you know, it be pitch dark. You don't really understand where you're really going. You don't understand what you're actually missing out on. But once you turn the light on, you can see everything. You know, everything's, you have the wisdom and understanding of everything before you do. You know, and to receive that light, that's that spirit. And that light isn't given to everybody. And part of getting that wisdom and part of getting that understanding, you got to get it from fearing the Lord. That's how you get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, from fearing the Lord. How do you show fear of the Lord? By following His commandments. It all intertwines. So all y'all that talk about reading the book, reading it front to back, first off, you don't even follow the commandments, and then you're trying to make excuses for why you shouldn't have to follow the commandments. Meanwhile, Christians talk about how the fear of the Lord is keeping the commandments. As Christians talk about how to get wisdom and knowledge and understanding, to fear the Lord. It all intertwines. So you clearly don't have no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding, because you don't do any of those things down the line. But when we came into this thing, we did what? Part of the commandments is calling upon the Lord's name. We called upon the Lord's name. You know, we started saying the Adawan Palah, the Lord's Prayer. What? In the Hebrew. We know that that's commandment. And we know that the Hebrew is a pure language. Right? We started knowing that we're not supposed to, eat different foods. So we start submitting ourselves under the Lord. And then we got the Spirit to understand these scriptures. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Matthew 13 and 13. Therefore speak unto them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
Yep. And there's a reason. The reason why you speak in parable or in code is to, those that are destined to get it, they got to put a little bit of work into it, and they'll get it, right? Puzzles and stuff like that. So it's not, you got to put the pieces together. It's not just laid out for everybody. And it's a reward once you receive this and understand it. The parables like that Yahushua was speaking was laid out for everybody. That's why he's saying, why speakest thou in parables? Yahushua responded with, it's not given to everybody to know the mysteries of the world, but to you it's given. Why? Because the elect of the nation of Israel, they're gonna be able to break down those parables and understand those parables and understand the parallel between what the Lord was saying to what's actually happening. Because they're like, man, why don't you just come out and say what it is? Why you gotta make this this similitude or this similarity between the two is like, just say what it is. It's like, no, because this parable is for you to understand. They ain't gonna understand it. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see but shall not perceive.
There you go. Yeah, so they was fulfilling the prophecy of Isaiah. All right, which is funny because they always talk about how all of a sudden the Old Testament's done away with because Yahushua came. Meanwhile, Yahushua is literally fulfilling prophecies of the sayings of old. So it can't possibly be done away with. Can't possibly be written over. But you guys in on that?
A little bit more.
Sorry.
For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them.
Converted and be healed. And that's why we were talking about earlier, to get that salvation, you got to be enduring in these scriptures, you got to be reading these scriptures, you got to be, face deep in these precepts, all right, and building upon what you have, because that's what's going to give you that salvation. But that's why a lot of our people aren't going to receive any salvation, because they're too busy doing other stuff that's not, concerning themselves to the scripture. They're not reading the precepts, not understanding the precepts. They're not even. First off, the scriptures aren't even in the back of their mind. You have some of Jake, who go to church or like that, but which is at least a little bit better than the majority of Jake, who just fucking want to just fuck off all the damn time. For lack of a better words, and excuse my language, but that's what Jake want to do. They just want to be fucking evil. They want to be a bunch of thugs and all to follow. But then you have some of Jake, who has the zeal, but not according to knowledge, right? You got something?
Yeah, gone. So this is real quick. It says Luke chapter 12 and 42. And the Lord said, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season. Yeah, it says, blessed is that man whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find doing so. Yeah, and of course, as the scriptures say, Yahushua is going to come back as a thief in the night. So, if you want to make sure that we're prepared and we're constantly working, as the scriptures say, be instant, in season, and out of season. It's no breaks. Because again, once Yahushua comes back, it's going to be like a thief in the night. You're not going to be able to expect it.
And that's the thing too, is like, if people don't realize that. People don't realize what, like, when we're out here and when we're on throughout the week, because it's not just here, but throughout the week, how we concern ourselves, how we move our bodies, how we move and conduct ourselves on the day to day. We ain't laboring to be rich. We're just trying to get it just enough to get by, right? Just or a little bit more, to be comfortable, right? Not too comfortable because we know everything's gonna be destroyed, right? But nothing like, nothing too crazy. We concern ourselves for little, right? We ask the Lord for, just enough, right? And if we do get an abundance, we try to give it back to the church, right? We try to help brothers out when we are blessed in some sort of capacity, right? Because we concern ourselves with the Lord, right? But people from the outside look at that and like kind of try to get on us for that, try to make us feel bad while we try to live a simple, humble life. Try to get on us for us coming out here on Saturdays and being basically a mockery. But what they don't understand is that we are trying to make ourselves worthy for the man when he come back, and that man is Yahushua. All right, when he come back, we got to make sure that we are worthy. Everybody else, they don't realize that, they understand from some, like, how can I say this? They were there, right, when Yahushua left. We're all reborn again, right? We're all born again, right? We're all reincarnated, I guess you would say, right? We all reincarnated, right? But the majority of these people aren't concerning themselves with the return of Yahushua. We understand that there will be a return of Yahushua. That's why we're trying to clean up the house, make sure it's good, because we know he's coming. But it's been so long that Jake just doesn't think that's gonna happen, right? It's been so many years. This book is so old to them, they think it's dead to them, right? I think we can get that too. What is that? Is that Peter's? Damn, is that 2 Peter 3? I'll get it. But basically, they don't think that there is any.
Like last days.
Yeah, they don't think there's going to be any coming of the Lord. So as we're trying to get ourselves right, trying to make sure the house is in order. Was that? Yeah. All right. Trying to make sure the house is in order for when Yahushua come. All right. When the King come and return, we're trying to make sure that, because we're going to be judged for that. The scriptures talk about how you're going to be judged. While these other clowns, running, throwing house parties in this place, doing all kinds of matters of evil in the house. So when the Lord come, he's going to see how you acting in that damn house, and he's going to destroy you for it. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the similitude I'm trying to make here. Like, we are doing our job, and everyone's like, why you take so much care? Like, who cares? Live life. Do what you want to do. It's fucking evil.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Go ahead.
It says, Luke chapter 12 and 44, of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. See, yeah, it's going to the point that there's ultimately to be a ruler, within the kingdom of heaven, that there's basically Yahushua you have to do certain things, which again that's to be in the truth and of course and preaching. It says Luke chapter 12 and 45, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink and to be drunken.
Yeah, read that again.
It says Luke chapter 12 and 45, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming.
Yeah, and that man saying his heart, the Lord delayeth his coming. And that's the majority of Jake, man. The Lord delayeth his coming. And remember now, the Lord is only Lord over the nation of Israel, all right? In the terms of he cares for his people, right? The other nations, man, they have no place of repentance, okay? Esau has no place of repentance. The Arabs, the Chinese, the Japanese, all right, they have no place in the Lord's kingdom, you know? The Lord's kingdom is gonna have his rulers are gonna be that of Israel, right? We're gonna rule over the nations, okay? You're gonna be our peasants. It's everything's swapped around, everything's swapped. It's not gonna be like we join in hand, all right? The Lord is gonna give that authority, being the ultimate king. He's gonna give that authority to his people, all right? To those of the elect. And then when the people are brought back in through the Lord's elect, they're gonna also have, you know, their rulership in the kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
So it says, Luke chapter 12 and 45, and if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens. It says, and to eat and drink and to be drunken. Yep. It says the Lord of that servant will come in a day.
Basically being careless. You're being careless, so you're delaying the Lord's coming. Go ahead.
It says the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware.
Exactly.
It says, and will cut him in asunder.
Damn.
And will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
There you go. Because the thing is, like, you had that opportunity to just wait upon the Lord and govern and rule your body the way the Lord would want you to if he was there. And that's basically what integrity really is. Integrity is basically the act of doing something when no one's really watching you, right? And our people have no fucking integrity. And they think that the Lord ain't here to watch them. Meanwhile, the Lord, it says that his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. But it also says because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore is fully setting them to do evil. So because of that mindset, they're just doing whatever the hell they want. And then, you know, what like the scripture says, when the Lord does return, he's going to mark them to the unbelievers. You're going to get destroyed. All right? You're going to have to answer to that is the point. So you can laugh at us, you can mock at us, you can say what we're doing is wasting our time, but we understand the prophecy. We understand the man, we understand when the Lord speaks, he's not a man to lie. He's not one to lie. He's not an authority to lie. He's not a power to lie, okay?
Yeah, Con. It says Luke chapter 12 and it says 47, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will.
Damn.
Shall be beaten with many stripes.
Yeah. Because you knew the Lord's will in return. You knew what he expected from you. Okay, go ahead.
It says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
There you go. Yeah.
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be. It says shall be much required.
There you go. Yep. So as you're given this word, this understanding, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, you're required, okay, to adhere to it. You're required a much responsibility. You know. Go ahead.
So it says. Yeah, so it says, continuing on, it says, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
Yep.
And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask no more.
There you go.
Yeah, that was it.
There you go. There you go. You got something you want to add to that?
No.
And then you got a precept?
No.
You got something?
Yeah,
let's say Peter's, right?
Yep, this is 2 Peter. All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, and this is I'm gonna start actually at verse 1. It says, "This second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by the way of remembrance."
Yep. And that's really important, right? We stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, because we know that we all fell off. We all, as Israel as a whole, fell off. And which was spoken about in the scriptures, but it was also spoken about that we were going to return. All right, and as we near the last days, it's going to be a greater and greater, more and more awakening. You have more and more brothers awakening, and there's no really limit to who's going to awaken at the last minute, at that last second. So as we get closer and closer to the last second, there are going to be brothers that wake up, wake into this thing, the last minute, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's still going to be a beautiful thing that, you know, even at that last minute, they're able to, you know, give up that, you know, that ultimate prophecy, or how can you say, deny that ultimate prophecy, which is that RFID, CHIP. You know, I kind of worded that a little bit. What I'm basically saying is, like, they're going to deny that see him, you know, and then put their, you know, their trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. They're going to have that. They're going to do that, and they're going to, you know, receive salvation. It could be at the last second, you know. It could be, you know, it really on matters on the Lord. But, you know, we still, knowing what we know, we're still going to build upon what we have. You know, that's why it talks about the talents, right? We have the talents now. And we're going to be here until, you know, until the Lord come back. Lord willing, right? Lord willing, we endure unto the end. That's what it's all about. That's why we're going to ask the Lord, you know, to keep us in that spirit, you know, keep us in that mindset, because He can take us out, put someone else in, you know. So you don't really ever want to think to yourself that you're above, you know, what the Lord can do to you. You know, a lot of guys get proud in this thing, think they of something that they really ain't. You know, remember, we give all honor and glory to the Lord. We say that and believe it. You know, we didn't get no glory to myself. Why would I give any glory to myself? I didn't learn this other than by the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead.
Yeah. 2 Peter 3 verse 2 says that ye may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets.
Right, so your pure minds are getting stirred up so that you can remember what's been spoken about by the holy prophets. Go ahead.
And of the commandments of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior.
Yep.
Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts and saying, where's the promise of His coming?
There you go. Where's the promise of His coming? And as we get closer and closer to the end, there's going to be more and more brothers out here talking about the end. There's going to be more and more scoffers talking about, you know, what are you talking about? There ain't no second coming. There ain't no coming at all. You know? Where's the promise of His coming? And we've been hearing that, you know. We've been hearing that more and more, that, you know, we're scoffed at. But the crazy thing is, as a lot of people see the way society's going, they're also in some way agreeing. Like, yeah, this shit is fucked up. But it's crazy, as messed up as shit is, you still have people going out there to vote. A lot more people. You know? That's crazy. So they really don't know no damn thing, man. They really have faith and belief in the society to continue on with, man.
Yep. Yeah, it says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were.
Right, that's kind of what happened, right? The fathers fell asleep, everything kind of continued as they were, right? You know, the Lord hasn't returned yet, so, you know, really there's just all-out chaos, you know? Just fucking Jake doing whatever the hell they want, whatever the hell they feel like, because there's no one there to reprimand them, there's no one there to correct them. Right? We ain't in our kingdom. Esau sure as hell isn't gonna, you know, correct us for doing wickedness. Esau's gonna promote it. Remember, we're in Esau's kingdom. Esau's the one who, you know, flipped and turned everything upside down. He's ruling the earth right now. Go ahead.
It says, from the beginning of the creation, for this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shai, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Yep, stand out of the water and in the water. Go ahead.
It says, whereby the world that was then was being being overflowed with water perished.
Yep, that's talking about how, you know, how the land was once, you know, inside the waters, right? And then the flood came. And literally, the whole world was basically destroyed by the flood. You know, separated lands. Go ahead. By the waters.
Yeah. But the heavens and the earth, which are now.
Yeah, but now the way the world is now, right? It's going to be destroyed by a new way. Go ahead.
By the same word are kept.
Yep.
In store, reserved.
Yeah, it's funny too, because the Lord said, you know, the Lord basically said that the world is going to be destroyed by water. He had raised up Noah, and Noah created an ark, right, and did all that, and the word was like, yo, this place is about to be destroyed. So that world that was that was reserved for the flood, this same world is reserved for by fire. And we know that the Lord is not a man that he should lie. Okay, so we know that his word is above all. It talks about that. You know, he keeps to his word. He's one that shall not lie not. So this world is reserved for fire. That's what the scriptures say. So we know that we know the fire hasn't come yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says reserved unto fire against the day of judgment.
Against the day of judgment.
And perdition of ungodly men.
Perdition of ungodly men.
And it says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years.
Right, and you know the reason why the reason why that's Paul, right? Paul had to say that. The letter of John.
Peter.
Is it Peter? All right. So the reason why that was written, right, was because there was this idea that like everything's going as it is, like it's been forever, but realistically it's not been forever. One day is of 1,000 years to the Lord. So in the Lord's time, it's not been a long time. But to the everyday people, it feels like forever. But on the Lord's timeline, it's been about a minute. About 2.5 days or so. 1,000 years, right?
Third day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But,
so you got to understand, like that's like literally like 3 days of punishment to the Lord. Like you got to understand, like that's nothing. But you think everyone else, everything kind of like went as it is, like years upon years of generations of things have came and went. Kingdoms have come and gone, and look at where we're at now. We're here in America. We're here in Babylon. We're Esau's in power. Everything's kind of just everyone's living with like the way oh, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is what it must be. But only the elect are being risen up, and their pure minds being stirred up, and understand that this is not how it should be, and we are going to revert back to the way it should be. Thus saith the scriptures. In order for that revert to happen, there's got to be a great destruction by fire. Just like, that's why it compares like the time of Noah. Just like in the time of Noah, everything was going out of order. Listen, everything had to be reset back to factory settings. How do you reset it back to factory setting? By destroying the world with a flood.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and it says, in 1,000 years as one day, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Yep, and the Lord is not slack concerning his promise. As some men count slackness.
Yeah. It says, but it's long suffering toward us.
Yep. And the Lord ultimately is long suffering to Israel, and that's what you read upon every time you read in the scriptures when Israel's going off. He does rebuke and reprimand and reprove Israel, physically, right? He actually physically reproves us and rebukes us by by allowing our enemies to overtake us, right? But ultimately, he has compassion on us. He has mercy upon us. He allows us to come up out of that, not fully be destroyed by our enemies. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Yeah, so ultimately it said we come to repentance. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Yep, and that's what we're all reading, right? We're all reading the day of the Lord being as a thief in the night. How did you conduct yourself, and how are you going to be when the Lord returns? What are you going to be doing when the Lord just show up at the door? Go ahead.
It says, in the which.
And as much as we're ready for it, like we're in the ready. We're in the ready for the Lord to come. It's still going to be a thief in the night to us. Realistically, we don't know. We don't know when it's coming. We don't know. So as every day goes by, it's a day where the Lord can be here, or the Lord might not be. We might not be ready for it. There's going to be guys that might not be ready for it, and they're going to fall out of it right before the Lord comes. Go back into the world, receive that, see Him. Why? Because they lost their faith, and you ain't going to be ready. That you're just going to, for whatever reason, you're just going to think the Lord ain't coming or whatever like that. You're going to delay His coming, like everybody else does, right? Or everybody else is going to do. So you have the Lord coming as a thief in the night. Now we are on the ready, right? Now, like I said, we don't know when the Lord's coming, But we see the signs, we're measuring the times diligently, like the scriptures say. So we're more ready than the average person. We're ready for the Lord to come. We know what's at stake here. We know what it's about, you know? But that's why we gotta endure and continue, because we really don't know. It could be tomorrow, it could be today, it could be a couple years from now, who knows, right? But all I can say, you know, is Lord willing, I endure and, you know, stay to the end. No matter what, and even when you're sought with death, you know, when it's all hell break loose, you know, because think about it, when all hell breaks loose, you still might be thinking, man, the Lord's got to be coming today, and another day might go by, another day of just starving, another day I'm like, damn, man, I haven't eaten, you know, all day I haven't eaten, you know, how much of my shop, you know, Lord willing, you know, something, you know, come my way, and the Lord, you know, ultimately the Lord gonna work with His elect. The elect is going to go through some trials and tribulations, though. Don't get it twisted. But the Lord is going to be with His elect. That's why you got to have your faith in Yahweh Shai, because He's going to guide His elect. But it's not going to be, you know, no walk in the park. Remember, He's going to test you. We already getting tested on some low level stuff, but this ain't nothing about the testing that's going to come, you know. Yeah, when all hell break loose.
Yeah, because they say the righteous are going to scarcely be saved.
Yeah, there you go. And how do you think that's going to feel to be scarcely saved? Yeah, you might, you know, obviously Satan gonna be working on you, boy. Satan gonna be working on you. Oh, you know, listen, man, you can't do it no more. You know, just listen. There's a spot over there. They're taking people in. You know, you can get your food, what you want. You can get what you want. You don't have to worry. Why are you making yourself suffer?
Yeah, I watched that movie Apocalypse on Prime yesterday, and the main star, he just went from one danger to the next.
Damn.
Throughout the whole movie, it was always excitement, always something going on. His life was always in danger. Yep. And that's how the men of the Lord are going to be when John Jacob's troubles. Our life is always going to be in danger, but the Lord is going to be with us. Yep. We really believe that. We have faith in that.
Yep. And realistically, man, when the Lord comes back and all shit's popping up and all that, and you see people dying, and you're like, oh shit, you know, then you're gonna see, you know, getting beamed up. That's the Lord. It's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? And then you're up in the chariots, man. Like that's what it talks about, how when the Lord comes, you know, He's gonna redeem His elect. But as all that's happening, the amount of fear that's gonna, you know, be like, oh shit, like, you know, am I about to make it? Did I do what I was required of me? You know, that's not scarcely saved. You know, because you know, we can't say whether or not we're saved or not. I can't tell you what you gotta do to be saved. I can't tell you, listen, brother, you say, you know, say the Honorable Paul every single day, all right, and you'll be saved. Like there's nothing I can say to tell you or tell someone to be saved. The only thing the scriptures talk about is enduring till the end, having faith unto the end, building upon your talents, reading, right? The scriptures talk about reading. That's going to give you that salvation. It says knowledge and wisdom shall be thy stability of thy time. So we understand that to get closer and closer to that salvation, to receive that salvation, we have to adhere to the word, you know, stay in the book, and ultimately try to bring in the elect, you know, because we, you know, and we know that charity covers a multitude of sins, you know, and that's really important too. We got to try to cover our sins, because we all are transgressors, we're all sinners. So one way to find favor is to you know, be charitable, be brotherly. And the scriptures talk about how if you do anything to a brother, you do it to Yahweh Shai. So that's one way that, you know, you can find favor in the Lord. It's charity. Doing things for brothers, right? Doing things with brothers. Helping brothers out. Don't do it grudgingly. Don't, you know, all that. So go ahead. But the important part of salvation is, like, you're gonna be met with people just looking at you like, you know, what you're doing is worthless. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. While everybody's out here having fun, having a blast, you know, you're cleaning up the house, making sure the house is in order, making sure it's ready for when your Lord come back. Which that Lord is Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead.
Somebody has that for you?
Yeah, no, I had some.
You got something?
Yeah.
That was it on Peter's, pretty much?
Yeah, I can use other precepts.
Good cut. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the book of Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
There you go. Read that again. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
Yep. And that's how you got to obey in the Lord's absence. All right. What the Lord ain't really here to correct us like that, you know. And that's kind of that absence, right? we know the Lord is going to make a return. And that's why we got to be doing what we normally do. That's like I said, that's what integrity is. We have integrity. That's why we do the things that the Lord commanded us. That's why other people are like, oh, that doesn't matter. That's Old Testament. You don't got to worry about doing that. So you're basically telling me that, before the Lord left the house, he said, hey, listen, you remember, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't do that. And then he leaves and it's like, oh, you know what? I can do whatever the fuck I want, My parents ain't home, right? That's what Jake be doing wild stuff when their parents leave.
Cats away, the mice will play.
Exactly. Yep. The cats away, the mice will play. And there's a reason why, there's movies out there, where then the parents come home right when the freaking kids are like partying. It's like and the house a mess and stuff like that. That's actually like a basic parable to what's gonna happen to the majority of people. They're throwing parties, and the Lord gonna come back like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? But each individual is going to be judged upon how they ruled their house. Each individual is going to be judged. That's why it talks about that in what was that 2 Corinthians 15 or what is that? Everyone will appear before the judgment seat of the Lord, whether the deeds be good or bad. Someone can get that, but go ahead, so I can read that.
Yep. Philippians 2:12. So, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but not much more in my absence, work out your own salvation.
Right. So like I said. If your parents were home, you ain't gonna try to throw a damn party. Right. You're gonna be trying to do no BS because your parents gonna rightfully rebuke you and set you straight. So just like when they're not there, just like Yahushua not being present like that, we still are gonna adhere to his words. But like it's crazy how the Christians will try to say that you don't gotta follow the commandments. Go ahead.
Yep. Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but not much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
Yep, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And that's, that's really it. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Like, that salvation, when it cometh, it's going to come with fear and trembling, man. It's not going to come like, like whatever. We see snippets of shit popping off, and it's like, all we can do is, pray upon the Lord that he deliver us. Like the brother, rightfully quoted, we're going to scarcely be saved. You know that?
That's it.
Huh.
Appeared before the judgment seat?
Yep.
Con. 2 Corinthians 5, verse 9. Wherefore we labor that whether...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Give me that precept.
It says 2 Corinthians 5, verse 9. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. Verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad.
There you go. Read that again. Yep. You can break it out too.
Yeah, 2 Corinthians 5, verse 9. Wherefore we labor that whether present or absent, we may be accepted. So we're going to labor regardless. Snow, winter, spring, fall. We're going to do this work. Whether the Lord is on earth or whether he's sitting in the heavens on the right side of Yahushua. It said, verse 10, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach Yahushua, because everybody going to get judgment. Small, great, rich, poor, we all going to receive judgment from Yahushua. That everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he has done, whether it be good or bad. And the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love. Everything you do is being documented and recorded.
Yeah, I know.
And when Yahushua return, he's going to reward you for your work, whether it be good or bad.
I'm stupidly
badly
quoting. I'm badly quoting.
That was it.
Is that Amos? Amos?
So this Matthew chapter 24 and 30, it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. It says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
Yep.
Power and great glory.
Yeah.
Going into the brother's point. You know what? It's gonna be a lot of people mourning because ultimately a lot of people don't really expect Yahushua to come back at the time where they least expect it. Yep. Again it says, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. So really, 99.9% of people are going to be disappointed, and sad when Yahushua comes back. Yep. Because again, this place is their heaven. This place, they're treating this place as if it's their heaven. So they don't want to repent or when I say repent, of course I'm referring to our people. The majority of our people, because there's going to be a lot of our people who perish when Yahushua comes back. Yep. And it's funny. I'm glad you brought that out because the precept I was looking for
talks about the coming of the Lord, how it's not going to be, rainbows and butterflies.
All around. It's like they
But you want to read that again, or?
Yeah, I'll read it. So it says Matthew chapter 24 and 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man.
Yep.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Yep.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Yeah, power and great glory, man. It's gonna be a fearful and a beautiful sight all at once. Yeah. All at once. Go ahead.
This is Amos 5:18. It reads, it says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord."
There you go. Read it again. Yeah. I was trying to.
No, I got like the word too.
Oh, okay.
Read again. This is Amos 5:18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
Yep.
To what end is it for you?
Yep.
The day of Yakalba Page is darkness and not light.
There you go.
As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him."
Right, because the point is, the Lord is coming. When the Lord comes back, He's coming back to judge. He's coming back to judge Israel for all their wrongdoings. All right, and then He's going to put judgment upon the other nations for the captivity that He put on His people. He's going to, because the other nations, they still have to be judged for what they did. All right, but most importantly, the Lord is coming to judge Israel for all their wrongdoings. Okay, so it's not going to be a good time for you when the Lord come back. Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump up real fast because you said something earlier. It says verse 14. It says, "Seek good and not evil, that ye may live."
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And it says, "And so that Yahweh, the power of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken."
There you go. And that's the thing. Like, our people are seeking after evil. They're living in evil. They're having pleasures in evil. So the Lord, knowing that the Lord going to destroy you when they come back, versus the opposite, right? We're seeking after the Lord. We're trying to stay right, trying to have our minds right. We're reading, exhortating, staying within the doctrine. Because we know the Lord is coming back, man, and these other people they're gonna believe in their false doctrines and their wild fables and stuff like that. Sorry. Basically, they think that so-called Jesus Christ comes back, it's coming back with kind of like in a good spirit. And then you have some Christians that believe in the rapture and and there's going to be some that go up and there's going to be some that that's all that's bullshit. All right, there's only some truth to that, which is the coming of the Lord redeeming His people, lifting them up. But it ain't going to be they get brought up and then they're going to be this time of hell on earth. You gotta understand that time before they get beamed up is going to be that hell on earth. And that's what's gonna really what's gonna prove whether or not you have that faith upon Yahweh Shema Shai. And
those that are being beamed up solidifies those that were delivered.
Exactly. Yeah. There ain't gonna be
the modern day Christian church will teach you something to the effect of the left behind. Mm-hmm. Those that are left behind. Yep. And then that's when the tribulation happens. That's not when the tribulation happens.
Exactly. Yep.
Be in the tribulation, it's only going to get progressively worse, leading up to the main destruction, which is going to come by ICBM nuclear missiles, and the deliverance that's going to come by way of the chariots.
Yep. Good example. Hold on. Great example of that. Noah, right, was basically had to put all that work in, right, up until the flood came, and then the flood came and killed everybody, right? Just like the fire, it's going to be
right. Well, killed all the wicked.
All the wicked, yeah, all the wicked, yep.
Except for eight souls.
Except for 8 souls.
Noah, his 3 sons.
Yep.
Noah's wife and his sons' wives.
That was
8 souls, which is reminiscent of the elect.
That was that deliverance. Yep. And the Lord, and
it wasn't like, okay, Noah, now that you took the time to build the ark, you warned the people, you kept the faith, I'm gonna put you through this tribulation. He already was going through the tribulation because they mocked, they ridiculed, right?
Yep.
They scorned him.
Yep.
It had never rained at that time.
Yep. You had to put all that effort and time into building the ark.
It was rigorous labor invested, and then when it was time, he entered the ark, and then it was sealed, which means he was delivered. It wasn't, okay, Noah, I'm gonna seal the ark, and then all of a sudden you're going through all this. No, he already went through the hell. That was the trial period. Under all that intense ridicule and persecution, remember, it was counted unto him as a preacher. What? He was a preacher of righteousness.
Yeah, and those people.
Because of what? His faith.
Yep.
Meaning his faith was coupled with the work of doing what the Lord commanded him to do, which was to build the ark, get the animals on the ship, get his family on the ship, warn the people if they don't, because he already knew they weren't going to listen. He looked down and he said, look, these people are wicked. Therefore, I'm going to bring a flood. And he was the only one that believed. This is why when you come across a modern day Christian or regular average day individual, they have a spirit of doubt, but not in the sense of, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that. The spirit of doubt, that'll never happen because it's beyond their belief. It's beyond their belief. Right? People actually think that, and they operate off a spirit of doubt. That's not going to happen, this not going to happen, etc., etc., etc. And they actually garner a sense of security and false sense of confidence from a spirit of doubt that has been sent upon them as literally a delusion. People actually don't believe in what Yahushua said concerning the coming, right? The destruction, the deliverance. Remember, the spirit of Yahushua is the testimony of prophecy. Loosely paraphrased. So we got that testimony of we got that testament, we got that spirit, right? To understand, no, that was the first death. The Lord warned us of a second death, and we understand that the people, like they were in the time of Noah, were going to be in a similar spirit, denying that destruction, walking in the manner of the flesh, walking in the manner of their desire. And then it was going to come upon them unexpectedly because of that lack of belief. Go ahead.
But I add two things there, right? First, there wasn't, when the flood came, it wasn't like there was some of the people in the flood who had a little rowboat that was in that tribulation that was able to get salvation. No, once it was sealed, it was sealed. Right. There was no redemption for anybody other than Noah and the wives and the sons. Okay.
They were unprepared.
Yep.
Spiritually and physically.
Yep.
But most importantly, spiritually, they were completely unprepared.
Yep. And the other thing too, to back up, to bring it full circle, is it talks about how it will no longer be said how the Lord brought up the children out of the land of Egypt, but how He brought them up out of the land of the north, and how did
16.
How did the Lord bring up the nation of Israel out of the land of Egypt? All right, it was nothing but trials and tribulations and hell, and it was certain of Israel that was led out, and they were brought to the they all died in the wilderness except for who is it? Aaron. Is Aaron the only one that seen no, they
didn't all die.
Was that you said Caleb? Yeah, to the promised land.
Wow.
Because ultimately,
no, it was. Remember, everything was told to Moses, but it was after him that they made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think a whole generation had to basically go because they were wicked.
Right. Really, Joshua.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is what happened was Pharaoh actually wanted to let the people of the Lord go. But the Lord put a certain spirit on him for his heart to be hardened.
Yep.
So the Lord could demonstrate His power and ultimately destroy the armies of Pharaoh.
Yep.
But then what happened? When Israel got into the wilderness, that spirit of unbelief and lack of faith went around.
Yep.
And that's what you have right now with the 2/3 of our nation. There's a spirit of unbelief.
Yep.
It's like even though all the signs are there,
Yep,
and the Lord is working miracles and healing brothers and bringing them back to their nationality and that understanding of what the truth is, you still have the majority of Israel lacking the spirit of the Lord, lacking faith, and it's going to be onto them their detriment. It's going to be onto them their demise and ultimately their destruction. Because the rest of the nations, they're going into captivity, they're going to be destroyed regardless. So they're going to have to get into the kingdom on through the seed of the elect.
That's right.
Right? They're not going to see it through the first resurrection. And that's reminiscent of exactly what happened in our deliverance of Egypt. Only this deliverance is much greater. as well as the destruction is much more severe. But there are likenesses, there are similarities.
If I may say, the main difference is like you said, the bulk of Israel is not making it out of here. And on top of that, like you said, it signified that even Israel getting out of Egypt, not everybody from that first wave of people got into the promised land. So it shows you that in these times, the elect of the nation of Israel will be the only ones that enter into the Lord's grace, man. Enter into them chambers. But majority of our people, when you go into 2/3, that's 66.6% of our people, especially here in America. Okay, that's more than half of our people are going to be destroyed.
There you go.
And this is how many millions of people, how many millions of Jake, and the ones they can't even account for because they look like the other heathen nations in America. How many Israelites is going to actually perish over here? It's going to be
great death.
great death.
Yeah.
I got something for you real fast, brother.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. It says, "Thus saith Yakalba Page, an evil and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come." And I got that in spirit because brother said, these people can't perceive that at the end of the day, this society is going to be destroyed.
Yep.
They be like, well, I can't see that happening, or they don't believe it's going to happen. But it's written that only evil, meaning bad times, is going to come to this place, and it's going to get worse as time goes by. Things got worse for Noah. I bet you they were scoffing, at an all-time high as pride is lifted up. Then what? Destruction comes, huh?
Well, it says that. When you go into the Gospels, it actually says in the times of Noah they were eating and drinking and giving into marriage. So it literally seemed to those people at that time as if Noah was literally out of his mind. There's no way this place is going to be flooded. There's no way it's going to be flooded on the magnitude in which you're saying it's going to be. Why are you wasting your time building this ark, Noah? Why y'all wasting your time on a Saturday? Y'all don't got no jobs. You don't got nothing you could be doing. You're nothing constructive and productive. Not realizing that they're the same individuals from back then that were in the same spirit. We building the spiritual ark as brothers always go into. Because we can clearly see on a spiritual level all of the things that are in the works.
As I fast forward, what do you see now? The same, like I said, same spirit, but different words. They would never allow that in the Constitution. Martial law. It's like, well, the Constitution doesn't allow such thing. I'm like, bro, you don't know what's really going on, bro. At the end of the day, the secrets.
You have former presidents telling you that the freaking Constitution is no more than a piece of paper, and under martial law, the Constitution gets suspended. And they already show you without martial law that you don't have no rights.
That's right.
A police officer under the color of law can strip you of every right you think you have.
Due to suspicion.
What they'll deem probable cause. Well, what's the reasonable articulable suspicion, officer? And then they can flip the script to they fear for their life, resisting, obstruction. That's the biggest one. Oh, you obstructed. What am I being detained for? We're investigating that. That you can't. That's illegal. You cannot illegally detain somebody to try to figure out what was done. You have to have an articulable reason of suspicion for the detaining in the first place. You don't hold somebody there while you try and figure it the fuck out. But they can do that under the color of law. And if you decide to exercise your rights, you will quickly see how you have none.
That's right.
And they're going to say, what? Oh, he resisted. Oh, he didn't obey a lawful command. That's how quick the script can be turned on the average everyday American. And you see it with all these police accountability videos. What do you think that's headed towards? And remember, Trump, he wants to indemnify the police. Look up that term, indemnify. Which means that basically police officers, they already have what's called qualified immunity. They're going to go from qualified immunity to they can't even be put on trial. You can't fight against them. They'll be totally absolved of any accountability at all. Right now, you might actually have a situation where if it's brought to a certain court, they might charge the officer, right, with unlawful practices. Under Trump, right? And we're not no motherfucking Kamala Harris supporters neither. They're both demons.
I told him.
We're just making a point for the simpletons out there. He wants to give complete immunity to police officers, which is only going to fuel that, because a lot of these people, they're actually straight psychopaths. They're straight psychopaths. But remember, Esau can use that to his advantage.
I got the word that you said. Indemnify.
Right, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And these people are after what little bit of power that they can have and exercise among their peers, right? It's a superiority complex. This is the same reason why you'll see police officers get on TikTok and talk about you average everyday people. If you're in the passing lane, you're not going a certain speed, just get the F out the way. You see that female police officer? And then she got criticized like crazy. But she straight up said, just get the F out the way. That's for us. We can do that. You can't do that. Just showing you that they're basically above the law. They teach them that in their training. They're afforded these different so-called rights when they're supposed to be upholding the law and be a figure of what the law is supposed to stand for. But we all know that's all BS. Go ahead, brother. What do you got?
Same thing with the
Forces for the elite.
Yeah, that's how they are. That's why they have to take an oath.
That's right.
It's under the guise
Anywhere to
of
shield the,
protect and serve, but who are they protecting and serving? It's not the interests of the American people, because they're technically under the state constitution's public servants. They're part of the government. The government is for the people, by the people. That's not what you see.
They're really for the bankers, though.
But in reality, they're for the bankers.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
wear the star, the
That's
6-point star.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
For the elite.
Yeah, yeah.
the other one, the guy officer on the same tip, he was telling people like, yeah, we fuck with you. I might be behind you, and just because you're going a little bit slow, I might flick the light.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Give you a little bit of anxiety for the day. You know. That's a proud mindset and a proud statement to say. But I got this is the word indemnify. Indemnify says to secure or insure or guarantee someone against legal liability for their actions.
Look at it. Trump wants to indemnify all the police. And by the way, there was a document that went around. I forget exactly what it was called, but it was for civil forfeiture. A brother can probably pull that up. But out of all of the different state sheriffs, they sign in favor of not being held liable for civil forfeiture, which means that they're all for, under the guise of law, under the color of law, seizing anybody's assets at will, at whatever whim.
Well, they can't be sued.
How much? And they can. And then
They can't be sued.
Going back to accountability.
They're already doing it, but I'm saying they
Well,
don't have
of
liable
course.
means that if they go to get sued because they stole their property, then they can't be held like you can't sue them for like extracting money off out of the state.
Right. Because remember, when you talk about civil forfeiture, you're not being accused of anything. It's your substance that they're suggesting has been involved in some sort of criminal activity. And it makes it hard for you to not, how are you going to prove, if you're carrying around a certain amount of cash that they deem criminal, for you to prove what, who, when, and where? The burden of proof, as the brother would say, is harder for the one carrying a large amount of money, or let's say whatever certain amount of value of substance that you might be have or hold at the time. It's going to be a lot harder for you to prove, because it's going to be your word against the officer's word. If you don't have receipts, if you don't have a substantial amount of...
I don't think it even matter if you have receipts. They can do it at their discretion.
Right. Well, we're going off of technicality.
They can say it's, they don't believe your receipts.
If you go off of technicality, there's supposed to be a certain level of evidence, right? Because you are innocent until proven guilty. But we understand that that's not exactly how the system works, you know.
This is a civil forfeiture.
If that were true, then you wouldn't be able to get locked up for a DUI.
Right.
Because if I don't take a DUI test, I signed, because of my driver's license, I already signed a contract saying that I'm not able to drive. They have the right to arrest me.
That's correct.
So you're not really technically not innocent until you prove you're guilty, because you already signed your rights over.
Right. You're guilty until you prove otherwise.
DUI is a perfect example.
Yeah.
If you refuse to take the test that they want you to take, okay? The test that they want you to take.
Right. Like the
All
field
right?
sobriety, which
you don't have to take that test.
even police officers will tell you not to participate in the field sobriety, and lawyers that have, if they're worth their salt, they'll tell you don't take the field sobriety test because they're designed to make you fail.
Right. It's at their discretion whether you pass or not.
And it is right. You could be doing everything right, and then they could say, "Oh, well, we know that."
I still think you're
right.
I still think you're on top.
I think.
I gotta speak on that.
And even if you opt out of it, they could actually. There's incidences where you'll go to get the blood test, and they'll still hold you until you get the results back, and even bring charges against you, and they'll hold the results for a certain period of time
just to bring you through the ringer. Even
exactly.
They can't
because you're gonna spend all kinds of money, all kinds of time.
Charge ain't gonna stick, but they can basically. It's not the.
But they're gonna make it very difficult for you.
It's going. It basically is
and
to
tarnish
fuck your life up for months or years.
It's gonna tie you up into the system.
You know, but ultimately you ain't gonna get charged with nothing because you didn't submit a blood sample. Let's say force a blood sample out of you.
Well, even if you opt to it, they can hold it. And in the meantime, you can get a second opinion, but until they release the initial one, they can still try to pursue what they believe is.
Hey, but your license is suspended.
Yep,
so
exactly.
your license is going to be suspended.
Exactly.
So you're guilty until you prove innocent in America.
So
again, if you get the more money you got, the more you're able to be freer. The poorer you are, the more subject to the negative aspects of the law. The richer you are, like the positive things, like owning a business, not paying taxes, just invest like your write-offs and all that. The more money you got, but the poorer you are, your W-2 person, you're subjected to higher taxes and to be punished by the police.
Yeah, or arguably, you could have said that at one time. Now, they're putting everybody through that damn system.
I mean, still a high percentage. But yeah, they go. Jeffrey Epstein went through it. And that's because they admitted that he did something that he wasn't supposed to do and got caught. So he was doing it right. He wouldn't have got caught doing it the way but the Lord got his ass anyway. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 10.
They didn't release that Epstein list yet, but they released the Diddy list. So they know Jay-Z, they know Beyonce, right? They know all these other celebrities. Because they trying to make Jake the face of perversity, which Jake is a byproduct of the perversity that they have been permeating throughout the society. They're the poster child. They're participating in it, but they're passing the blame. Now they're the scapegoat. Because they didn't learn those practices but by these small heads. That's what introduced to them. It got them introduced to that lifestyle.
If the elite don't want you in jail, you're not going to go to jail.
You're not going to go.
They wanted Epstein. They want to get rid of Epstein for whatever reason,
Yep.
System more.
Yeah, he did something. Did he? They must have did something. Or they did sacrifice. Sometimes they can flip on you too.
Yeah.
Even at any time, any moment. So
that's right.
Sell your soul to Satan.
Yes, exactly.
Even if you're eating them.
Yeah, that could have been something he went into. Like, listen, you get everything you want up until 2025. Then we 2024. Then we pull the plug.
Yep. What I do?
What I do?
This is
your covenant with death shall not stand.
That's right. This is Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed."
Right. It's like, because brothers might think we're saying different things. No, we're saying the same thing because there's layers to all of this. It's not a one size fits all. There are different situations and degrees and levels to all of the things that we're talking about. One person they just want to get rid of. Another person the high level sacrifice. Another person they just bring in through the ringer as a humiliation ritual.
Yeah, like you see actors that
like
doing
Will Smith.
good.
That was a whole humiliation ritual. He's back in the movies. Everybody love his shit.
Yeah, you see different, like, you got the Hillary Duff, she went through her shit.
Yeah.
You had
Britney Spears.
Britney Spears went through hers. Ryan Reynolds, they were probably fucking him crazy. That's why he's having like, mental health issues.
What
and shit.
they got for
Vince Vaughn.
But 50 Cent, he seemed like normal, right? So they going through different.
Right.
You know, he not a rapper no more. Or
But he a producer, he behind the scenes, he's doing all this. He's making moves. He got his different products, his different lines.
Jennifer Lopez just did the movie. Netflix. I'm a sci-fi guy, so I like all sci-fi movies.
That's why he can play Deadpool that good. That's why. Fucking maniacs.
Yeah. And
He
he wrote
Canadian,
that
it's-
too. He wrote that. Wolverine,
Oh, he wrote it. Oh, yeah. That's I would say verse 2. It says to turn the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor.
yeah, the needy. You poor. Your registration fucked up. You know, they run your tags, pull your ass over. They have 3 cops.
Yeah.
They call for backup. You know, one hold the gun, the other guy walk up. Your registration bad. You know, and then I gotta look around the car, make sure you ain't got nothing illegal. You know, that's oppression. Now you kind of stupid for not driving with driving with fucking registration, but you know sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know, no insurance. You know, been there. They cancel your registration. I pleaded to the judge one time and said I drive for work. He said, oh, then he didn't cancel my suspend my license. If I didn't drive for work, I'd have had my license suspended. That would have been on my record. But I pleaded to the judge. I can't pay you if I can't work. I drive for work, and he suspend my license. You know.
Wasn't that money, man?
And after that, I was just flying straight.
It says,
Remember, and these police officers can legally lie.
Oh yeah.
It's called a fishing expedition.
Oh,
They can make some
evidence.
shit up
To get-
anyways.
to get
Oh
the
yeah,
truth. Yeah,
your
the
tags
truth.
didn't come back. You know?
What's that? Fishing?
I'd just say less.
Yeah,
That's my advice.
when I was younger, like I don't know, maybe 16. A
They
dude that was driving,
They go on these what they call fishing expeditions.
Yep. A dude that was
That's
driving.
why, sorry, but that's my fault. I'm interjection here. But it's like the brother said, you have multiple officers. You'll talk to the one main officer, he'll come back. The second officer's lean on the window, so and he'll play good cop. So where we headed? And he'll act all cool, you know, like they're fish. They literally fit while he's running your tags, your information. The other guy, he's trying to extract information, get you to lower your guard to see if there's another avenue that they could try to see. All right, if that comes back clean, maybe he'll give us something that will contradict what he told the first officer. We'll cross-reference that.
That's why you don't talk to police.
Exactly.
You say it's
Say-
just enough.
That's it. That's
just
it.
enough, and you know, don't.
And
just-
then we're not lawyers, but the lawyers will tell you that. We know a certain amount of the law. We know the language that they use. We know that under the guise of law and legally they can lie to you. So it's best for you to exercise.
You're right. You're right.
You're right.
It's your right to not.
Because you don't need to incriminate. You don't need to help them in their investigation of you.
Now, in a DUI stop, remember they can arrest you and suspend your license. So you gotta do what you think is right at the moment. All right. So
Yeah, you gotta
if
use
think
wisdom.
if you are drunk, don't ever take no damn test. Just get your license suspended. All right. But first of all, don't drive drunk. But if you are under the influence of something, just get your license suspended and go to jail. Don't give them evidence. All right? That's just advice.
Yeah, I was in that situation, you know, and
You might want to clarify what situation.
yeah, I'm listen. I wasn't under the influence, but the cops pulled me over, assuming that I was. You know, I had to did the field sobriety and all that. Then I had to wait for a professional to come by to do the field sobriety again, just for them to say. Cause I was like, yo, just take me for a breathalyzer. Like I didn't drink nothing. Like, oh, we don't think you're under the influence of alcohol. We think you're under the influence of something else. I said, what? They said, I don't know. You tell us. I said, I'm not under the influence of anything. Hope is fucking BS, man. It was that was just one of my trials and tribulations I had to go through when I first came into this truth. And I know Yakalba probably remember it, but they like had me detained for like fucking like 8 hours, bro. Like literally like down here like 10 o'clock at night till fucking like 5, 6 in the morning.
Right.
And-
Remember, these motherfuckers are actual psychopaths.
Yep.
They actually
Power
get
tripping.
right. They actually get fulfillment and enjoyment of terrorizing the average person. This is why there's another scenario. Y'all brothers gonna find this hilarious, but it's stupid. These fucking local cops, they're some of the worst types.
Yep.
If they get what they feel is a little bit of action, they're gonna exploit it and run with it as much as they can. I remember in a different situation. This is way before we were ever in the truth. His brother got pulled over. He was with some friends. They started going through one of the guy's bags, and they pulled out a bag of beef jerky, and the officer literally said, looking at the beef jerky, "What's this for? What are you doing with this?"
They eat.
Like, what the fuck type of question is that?
They eat.
To eat?
To chew.
Yeah, like, what do you think they're doing? Like, come on, dog.
Even in essence, sometimes
Or your tail light is out. By the time the thing is over, it's like, my mistake, or some crazy. Listen.
Why is your pants on?
Yeah, some them local cops, they'll do some crazy shit. Oh, you're in a local drug spot. We thought you were selling drugs. They always got something to try to fuck with you.
Yeah. I was in my car at a Planet Fitness in the parking lot.
Oh,
like,
shit, wait a minute, hold on, brother. That reminds me of another situation. We one time we lived across from the gas station. There was a police officer controlling traffic. The guy in the cruiser stopped this brother and said, "You got the stuff?"
oh yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the stuff. What do you like? Just being a demon, man. These cops are literal demons, bro.
It's like, all y'all should have dash cams.
They're fucking demons.
Dash cams.
But it's real quick, like part of that
And all
story.
of a sudden, you know what I mean? Not that it happened that way, but this is how you think that you're free to just walk around. If the brother came in a white, probably could have got a description of somebody we've been looking for. Like, you know what I mean? That's how quick shit can escalate. Because they're not about de-escalation. That's not what they're taught. They're taught to escalate so that they can get a charge. The charge means what? Monetary gain for the precinct. Monetary gain for that,
Pro bono lawsuit.
yeah.
you know, I mean, because I used to work hand in hand with officers and stuff, especially here.
By the way, I'm just gonna say it one more time. Even cops will tell you not to talk to cops.
Yeah. Okay. He working hand in hand, and brother's right about it, especially in Philadelphia. There's a young couple I was talking to and working with hand in hand, and he told me, I was like, "Do you like standing here?" He's like, "Nah, I really like to be where the action is." I was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "You know, whenever we got a place where you got to kick down a fucking door, I'm just like, oh yeah, let's fucking go, let's fucking do it."
Your adrenaline.
I'm like, bro, why would you want to picture things? He's like, you know, especially if we hear that. He told me, he's like, especially if they hear that there's drugs or some type of guns in the area, he gets fucking pumped, man. I was like, bro,
they think they're in Iraq or something.
Oh yeah, they look shots fired.
He was like, I just fucking love it, man. And I asked him, I was like, bro, how old are you? At the time I was 25. He was like, oh, you know, I'm 25 too. I'm like, this motherfucker's a weirdo. Like, why would you want to put your life in jeopardize and danger? But he doesn't even see it that way. He sees himself as the upper hand because he got like 20 motherfuckers with him. It's like kicking down doors. You know, he's like, I hope they have a gun, man.
They're literal tyrants. They're tyrants. They're literal tyrants.
Keep that
Tyrants
same attitude, go overseas.
Yep.
Right. They ain't gonna do that shit.
Like the brother said, they're tyrants for the state, which really is tyrants for the elites. That's all they are. They're the enforcers of these arbitrary laws that come down.
Well,
get to the political system.
Modern day centurions, literally modern day centurions, the policing in Rome, when you look into it, those soldiers, especially the ones that came back from war but still was given tasks to govern the city, they could honestly do what the hell they wanted to you, especially if you weren't a Roman citizen. If you weren't a Roman citizen, you really didn't have no authority. They could do anything to you, and you would just have to take it. You know, but like, you know, in scriptures, the reason why Paul used that he was a Roman citizen, oh shit, you know, we really can't do nothing to him. You know, he's a Roman. You know?
Well, they gotta give him a trial.
Yeah, they gotta give him a trial more. Gotta be more fair toward him. But everybody else that's not, I can kick you in your chest, and you can't do nothing about it, because if you do, we're gonna put you to death.
This is why the brother keeps saying, if you have a camera record, have a dash camera, because that gives you an upper hand. Yep. Officers can lie, cameras don't.
Sure.
Objective witness. Oh, finish 10 and 1. Let's finish that.
This is in Psalms 10:2 also. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless.
It's just traffic laws. You know, you being attacked by a mob of people, the cop come and take the side of the damn mob.
Yep.
You know, like what the fuck?
That's just me right here.
Well,
you're supposed to be objective. You're not. You don't know any of us. You weren't even here when whatever allegedly happened. You know.
Yeah, they go off of hearsay. No, I was going to say
who they believe. Like who's more believe? I don't know. Side with them.
I was going to say just like we're supposed to have the right to freely travel. The only real reason why they would be pulling anybody over is if they're violating those UCC codes, which is generally for commercial purposes. You know, but you got to look into that. Don't take our word for it. You got to look into that. You're supposed to have, as a citizen, right? You're supposed to have the right to travel freely. Unless, of course, you're engaging in some sort of commerce, they don't really have a right to be pulling you over, harassing you, going on a fishing expedition, telling you your tags are expired. I'm not saying not to comply with your state's regulations, because it just makes you a subject of their interrogation, and it puts you in their line of fire, because they're looking for shit like that so that they can get an arrest or they can extract.
They have laws that contradict each other, and then they have an arbiter that tells you what laws supersede other laws. That's why you don't have the right to.
Well, it's even in their own handbook, certain of those things. Like they can't arbitrarily do these things, but they still do it under the color of law because they're able to deal with it.
They have the right to free travel, but by certain means, not by every means. So you gotta have a license and this vehicle registered. But then you got the right to free travel. So say again.
Oh, you talking about the bull? He was on the ground. They took him out.
They said he did some kind of incorrect traffic violation.
I thought
just like different
I think he was driving like a maniac too.
Different states are not stopping ID. So a police officer says, who are you? Can we see some identification?
Yeah, he went 0 to 100 like that.
Yeah.
If he like crossed a line or something or turned too late or too early, he just went 0 to 100 like that because he think that he's the arrogant one. The cop is the arrogant guy. Right. But then somebody being arrogant to him, that pisses him off.
Right. Why you being difficult with me? Why you being difficult with me?
I'm being treating something. You don't treat me like that. Then they start fucking him up.
Yeah, because Tyreek Hill was more. He was being arrogant. But it was like just like, yo, give me a ticket. Like, let's go. Like, give me a ticket. Like, what are you doing? Like,
well, that's being disrespectful to a police officer.
According
to what the cop is thinking.
That's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Because you're bruising his fucking ego.
And that's the thing. Like, oh, if I like, but the cop needs to do all this other shit and run around. It's like, listen, just give me the ticket and like, let's go. Like, you know, I made it right out of red when I wasn't supposed to. Give me a ticket and go. Like doesn't matter.
Right, he tells you what to do. You don't tell him what to do.
Yeah.
But in actuality, he works for you. You're supposed to be able to tell him what to do because he's a public servant. That's the irony.
Hey, but see, the flip side is
the handle too, because he's a public figure.
Well, it's because it's Jake. But at the Edomites, there was a video where there's an Edomite saw that a centurion, a cop, ran a red light, did some wrong turn, and an Edomite civilian hawked down the officer, got out the car, and was like, "Why did you do that? I pay you. My taxes pay your money." And the officer was like, "Oh, my bad, bro." Like,
I've seen people do that before. Like, I've seen a black dude do that too.
Hawk them down though, but but they, most with Jake, they would look at him like, "Who are you?"
Right.
But they were docile with the Edomite, like, "Oh, it's not my fault." So like, I'm not.
Well, normally Jake don't do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of skewed, but yeah, you would think that. Yeah.
What's that demonic ass comedian that the brothers actually encountered? He did a skit against Mike Epps. He has a comedy skit on that about when white people get stopped by the police. You hear two doors close, and the white person comes up, "Why the fuck did you pull me over?" See, and it's true. See, Esau definitely has a certain privilege when it comes to the law.
Talk to him any type of way.
In general.
Well, of course, it's always in general. There's always going to be exceptions, but you do see that. You do see that. You do see where, and a lot of the times, why? Because they might pull over somebody who's in a position of power, so they don't feel like they're obligated to participate in whatever the stop is. Right?
Well, you about to lose your job, buddy.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
Yeah, say that.
Jay can't say that shit.
I want to talk to us.
Well, Tyreek Hill tried to and see what the fuck
because
happened.
it don't matter. Don't matter. Yeah.
I got a quick sweep. This is Psalms.
You know what? At the time, they can switch up the laws based upon how they feel.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Yep, they make it up
By
as they
request
go.
a supervisor or a sergeant or lieutenant, whatever, you're supposed to provide one, depending on where you live.
This is Psalms 10 and 8. It says, "He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages."
So no, we gotta. That's grievousness. Just to cover that's grievousness which they prescribe because it's the system's supposed to work a certain way from what they've told us or what we understand it to be. And it's, like you said, complete confusion because then when you do exercise what's supposed to be your rights against those things, then it's a matter of disrespect. You're resisting, you're obstructing, and then they use all the power of the law that's on their side to completely destroy your life.
Yeah, that's a criminal.
Yeah, you gotta
so what do you, you got to walk very carefully in terms of these situations and use good sense and wisdom.
Right. You got a warrant that wasn't updated in their computer system.
Yeah.
Right. Pulled over.
Just off of that, yeah. That could be a mistake on their end, and you're still gonna pay for it.
Damn.
I had a warrant, but they didn't update in their system. It takes 2 days to update their system. I've seen somebody.
And they're not gonna go through the process right then and there with you to try to clear it. Even though they could, they have the authority to do it. They're not gonna do that. Most of the time.
They may not. Yeah, exactly. Or it might take too long. So I don't think the stop could last a certain time there. And they gotta.
You know what's funny about that dude, that cop that pulled over Tyreek Hill? He actually had 6 suspensions and multiple reprimands before his encounter. So
that's called something called the Brady list.
Yeah.
A lot of these officers, they're actually on something called the Brady list, which is literally a list. It's a list of misconduct. So they've been already, because remember, you're technically allowed to file complaints. So what happens is a lot of complaints get filed and an investigation is done and they find some sort of foul play or misconduct and they get put on the Brady list, meaning they've got some sort of history, but some sort of reprimanded for their bad behavior, but they still keep them on the force. Why? Because they're generating revenue. They're not going to get rid of cops that are generating revenue.
It's hard to find good officers.
Yeah.
They need better officers.
If they bring it in, remember they have quota. Oh, he's bringing in DUIs. There's a whole investigation on certain precincts falsely bringing people under DUI arrest where there was no substances found, there was no alcohol found in this system, but yet they took them through that whole process, right? Generating revenue until they were able to hire a lawyer, get their name cleared. But remember, the average person don't have the means for that. This is why it's grievous. But this is the country that y'all call the land of the free, home of the so-called brave. This place is nothing but evil and darkness, confusion and death and torment and literally stress. This is why it's a saying, when a police officer comes behind you, you don't feel served and protected.
So fucking fear, man.
Right. You feel anxiety and worry. Wait a minute, who was the comedian that said, he's like, man, when a police officer gets you, you start to question whether it is you did something.
Feeling guilty.
Was it Dave Chappelle? I don't know if it's Dave Chappelle. He's like, damn, did I really kill somebody? Or maybe I really did do something. I don't even know.
Why would they be targeted? That's the mindset. Why
and
would
that's
they
like
be
what you
targeted?
said with the other police officer who admits he'll do certain things to mess with your mind. But anyway, I'm done interrupting. They're all good points to add into the topic right now of things that goes on in this society. You know? And and Trump is trying to work towards holding cops free of any accountability. So that means it's going to get even worse.
Yeah, a little faster than the Democrats.
It's going to get.
The Democrats going to do the same thing.
Absolutely. Remember, Kamala Harris was literally prosecuting parents for truancy. So she was locking parents up for children missing certain amounts of time in school, but she was doing it in an accelerated rate. And she's actually on camera saying, yeah, that's how we're going to get this money. Some crazy shit like, that's how we're going to get that money. I love money.
That mugger.
Like, she was literally celebrating the idea of putting parents in jail
That sound like her.
and prosecuting them for their children not going to school, even if it was legitimate or not. They still brought them through that process. And remember, you have to prove your innocence now. Not that you're innocent until proven guilty. And you can fact check that. When she was
Who's that? Attorney General?
yeah,
and shit?
exactly, the Water brother.
Jones?
She was specifically prosecuting for truancy.
And once you go into the system, your life is pretty much.
So she's not, and it looks like the brother said, yeah, Trump might accelerate that, but again, they're two wings of the same bird.
Revelation 13:11.
What?
That's why this bitch keeps saying this is a new way forward. You might as well just go ahead and say New World Order. We're turning the page. Turning the page into what? Trying to fulfill their enterprise.
Yeah, Hitler tried to start it. He had the book New World Order.
Yeah.
And Adolf.
That's all cryptic language.
Using the same tactics.
Yeah.
This is Revelation 12:12, and it reads, it says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time." And like the brothers are saying in spirit, all these things we're seeing, and we know that what's the election, Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yep.
Whoever wins, we already know there's going to be some uproar in America. It really don't matter at this point, you know. I remember I was telling brothers, me personally, I want Trump to lose because I know how them good old boys is going to act. Because if you don't, it's about to be all out race wars in this joint, man.
Crazy.
You know, either or there's going to be some type of uprise, but this man knows that he has but a short time, so he's having these things pushed at an all-time high. Every time you turn, I'm on YouTube, every fucking commercial is if you don't vote for this person, the disaster's gonna happen.
Every platform.
Every 5 seconds, little content. Remember when the last week, content creators, small content creators that maybe got a couple hundred followers are getting, and they expose this. A higher content creator exposed this Edomite. She's like, for me, I got an email from Kamala Harris saying that if you say these talking points, this, that, and there, we're gonna pay you $25,000 and stuff. So if they're doing that with a high creator, how much more with these low creators? All of a sudden, they go from comedian to now promoting a fucking some type of an election thing, man. They're getting fucking paid for this shit, man. You know, because they know that we got to get the people involved. At the end of the day, at least when people are so invested into this society that if somebody loses, they're ready to lose their fucking shits, man. You know.
The book is called My New Order, a collection of speeches by Adolf Hitler. That's what it's called, My New Order. They vary how it's worded.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
It says, in fact, I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, I'm gonna go to verse 13. It says, and when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And that woman is the nation of Israel. It's going to be the same thing in these times too. All right? The nation of Israel is about to catch all types of hell, no matter who's really the president at the end of the day. We're seeing that they're setting up the what's called the catalyst for something bad to happen, you know, where they can enact martial law. You got the whole migrant thing that's going on that people have been talking about. I've seen a lot of videos of so-called, I think they're agents and shit really, but so-called immigrants trying to kick down not only regular apartments, but luxury apartments, kicking down doors. Edomites and stuff, you know. Edomites coming up with the giant guns, and they're trying to perpetuate something, and it's all because the devil knows he has a short time, so he got to get this crisis rampant, man. You know.
Welcome to America. That's what it's done. Monica, you had something? Yeah, or point? No.
But I had a point. I actually had a point. The police, they're like a small reflection of this whole beast system. You know, they bring forth fear. You can't resist against them. You know, those are two prime things that they want people to feel, that fear when they come down. That's the same thing with the beast system. And police also come with deceit. You know what I'm saying? How can we trap this guy up to bring more, to get more information out of him so we can use it against him? That's the same thing with this system, this beast system. That's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? 25, it says, agree with thy adversary quickly. And this is Yahushua speaking. Agree with thy adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him. Because the whole time he's just trying to get you locked up. You know, he's just trying to put you under the jail, or he's just trying to kill you, you know, unalive you. So it says again, agree with thy adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him. At least at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. You know, and Kamala Harris, she was one of those judges that was putting niggas in jail. You know, so it's the same shit, man. It's a corrupt system, you know, designed to destroy us. You know.
Yeah, whether you agree with it or not, you still subject to payments and punishments. So you gotta use your discretion. So say less. You know, don't try to argue. You know, but because he got the drop, he's standing up, you're sitting down. Unless you got the right there, bro. You know. Hey, say less. Comply. You know, don't fight to take get out the car. Get out the car. You know, I have to get out the car. Well, you have a driver's license, you can take you out the car. So legally, you can take get out the car. Stand there on the side of the road. You finished? Yeah. What you know?
Chapter 8, verse 1. Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
The officer has to drop on you.
Yeah,
so.
he does, yep.
Unless you plan on taking it at the distance, you might as well comply.
Yep, he's at 100%, yep.
Don't be going and stepping in gray areas, man. Either you got the drop or he got the drop. So you got to accept it. Huh?
And you know, there is that, like, oh, if you you know, if you comply and all that, you know, the outcome will be better. That's not always the case. You know, you gotta you know, you gotta comply to some degree, but you also gotta, you know, keep your guard up, you know, and you know, you be so quote unquote respectful, but ultimately you just gotta pray that the Lord, you know, rightfully deliver you out of that situation. So I've been in a situation where, you know, I was, for the most part, you know, I was reserving my rights. Like, I didn't put the window down all the way. Oh, well, you need to roll the window down. No, I don't. You need to roll that window down, right? So I go ahead and roll the window down. From that moment, yeah. So, yeah. And then when I did the field sobriety, they basically said, yeah, we have enough suspicion that you're under the influence. I had no choice but to take the blood test. And like the brother said, you're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent. I took the blood test. I knew I wasn't under no damn influence of any goddamn thing. And I said, well, give me my keys back. They said, well, no. You know, because we have to wait until this comes through, we can't give you the keys back. We're going to have to wait the day out. You can come get the keys from the station. And it's like, well, how is that the case? I'm right now, you had no proof that I'm under influence. Right. Just a field sobriety that I didn't fully, like, meet your standards. That's what you're trying to say apparently I'm guilty of. So, you know, you got to comply enough to, you know, get yourself out of the situation, but, you know, realistically, you know, like the brother said, the cops got the ultimate, you know, yeah.
Well, that goes into what the brother said of them being psychopaths, because what happens with a psychopath? If you stroke a psychopath's ego, they're gonna make life easy for you. You know, if you make a psychopath feel like he's the superior one, he's gonna, you know, take a liking into you. He's gonna do some things for you. And our Lord knew that, man. He knew these motherfuckers, these centurions, these judges, they're psychopaths, man. So stroke their ego a little bit, say what they want you to hear, and they, you know, there's a better chance for you to get out the situation that you're in, versus if you bruise their ego by not listening to them, saying something that might provoke them. They go take you to all holy hell. And you see Jake all the time. I know my rights. No, Jake be fucking up. And next thing you know, instead of just getting a ticket,
you don't have to say you know your rights. Just exercise.
And instead of, you know, getting a ticket, now you got a fucking boot to the back of your fucking neck and a gun to your head.
Shit, man. Philly is just fucking weird, man.
Yeah, you don't have to say you know your rights. Just exercise. You know, just do it.
I know my rights. I'm a constitutional law school.
He said, all right, man.
Well, he backed up. He still got arrested. So, I mean, hey, see, that proves it. Hey, even if you do comply, they still fuck with you. You have more on that? You know that?
Right, so the scriptures is telling you how to demonstrate wisdom in the situation. Agree with thine adversary quickly while thou sin.
Why is the servant harmless as a dove? How do you be harmless as a dove when you're telling the cop, fuck you, you can't do shit to me? Who the fuck? Yeah, that's not being harmless as a. That's not being harmless as a dove. Wise as a serpent. Being a fucking idiot.
My dad's right. Remember the day they played the elders played the video of the bulletin. They pulled him out the car, broke his window, and you see screaming, Lord name.
Oh yeah, he was like, that's how you say it.
Fucking dumbass. You know? Why would you? Man.
They was fucking his ass. The more he could.
That's why the brother read the scriptures. That don't mean you get on your knees and give him a blowjob. Just tell you know, tell you to get out there. That's not what the scripture means. All right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Right. And you know what's funny in that video? It seemed like what shows you the Lord, it shows you actual discipline because Jake knows not to do that shit. But him, every time he called upon the name of the Lord more, the Lord's like had that cop fuck him up harder and shit, just to show you not to be a fucking dumbass, man. He's getting fucked up too, man. I'm gonna quickly get this real fast. This is the book of Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs. This is Proverbs 3, verse. I started at verse 5. It says, "Trust in Yahweh Bashim with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh Bashim and depart from evil." I just want to jump down a little bit. It says, jump down. Should be
be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Somebody read that scripture. Somebody tried, right?
I'm ready. Just
you just read?
This is the book of Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Now, a dove is harmless, you know, and at certain times the dove can become violent, you know, peck your damn eyes out if you feel life is in danger or whatever. But he's mainly passive. All right?
There we go.
Wise as a serpent. So a serpent understands, you know, when to strike, when not to strike. It's subtle. All right?
Calculative.
That's good. I got this real fast.
Remember, because it's a description of two characteristics of two different animals that you utilize simultaneously. Right.
It's not one or the other.
Right.
It's both, yeah.
Exactly. It's a synchronicity. You may appear passive, but you're intellectually able to, you know, overcome.
That's right. Let's see how passive you are if somebody home invades you. You know?
Yeah.
Like breaking your door down.
Well, even with the attributes of a serpent.
Turn into a serpent, right?
You know, attributes of a serpent, they're real calculated in the things that they do. You know, when they're about to strike, they know how far, how close they gotta be, how still they gotta be for the moment.
Yeah, cause some of y'all doors is really thin. They can just easily smack that motherfucker. Right, there ain't gonna be no dove with somebody kicking your door in. You got glass. They can hit the glass out and open the door, right the fuck in. Yeah. You're not gonna be a dove. You're gonna be a serpent.
That's right.
And a dove that's pecking somebody's eyes out.
That's right. So I got this Proverbs 2. It's Proverbs 2 and 11. It says, "Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee."
Yeah, you might see him coming and then leave, go around the back and get back up, or go around the back and go to your neighbor's house. You know, or you may wait till he comes into the door and then hit him with whatever you got.
Right. Like if a bird, if a bird, like just a bird in general, if a bird sees something coming in its direction. It normally right it starts to go off in the other direction. Like it'll start to
trot a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and then it'll pick up pace. It's a tactical retreat. It's like, nope, I see. Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Because you really gotta observe the situation. Because he might be backing up and be like, oh, okay, we good. They're not really coming in my way. Right. But if they full running towards you, like back up a little bit, and then you really see that you can't get out that situation, you fucking run. You know. You know, Jake just needs to learn, you know, to have discretion, but like
balance.
Like you said, that one video with the one Jake that's screaming upon the name of the Lord while fucking with basically being an asshole to the cop. You know, he didn't have discretion, man. Understanding did not preserve him in that moment. Because if he did, he would have resorted back to the scripture.
If he had read that precepts, you know. Oh, you finish yours?
Yeah, just one more. It says, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee.
Look up discretion. Where you read from?
Proverbs 2 and 11.
Look that up. Discretion.
It says, understanding shall keep thee to deliver thee from the way of the evil man and from the man that speaketh forward things. Discretion is going to deliver you from fucking Esau, man. It's like these dudes are fucking psychopaths, and you knowing when and when not to say something. Like the elder brother said, you know, saying enough but not spilling the whole fucking beans, man. Spilling your heart to this nigga, you know. It's going to preserve you at the end. It's going to keep you from that evil man because he's looking to do something to you. He just needs the little green light to be able to.
Yeah, sometimes they looking for somebody else and they really don't care about you. They might just need to just check something out and move along too. So I had a Pennsylvania State Trooper pull me. I thought I was pulling him to the side because he was flying like 100 miles an hour down the damn road. There's another one that just passed me. The other guy caught past. I pull over the side, like, getting past me. He pulls up beside me and asked me this weird question about my car. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said I'm not sure. I don't know. And they just scurried along, fucking crazy. Another 100 miles an hour against the road. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, you pull over voluntarily. They pulled you over. Hey, you ain't pulling me the fuck over. I pulled over. You know, that's another argument we have sometimes. I pulled over. You ain't pulling me over. But then they can switch it up anytime they want anyway. The indiscretion, you know, you talk with an officer using certain keywords. For certain keywords, even like dismantle a person. Yes, sir. You know, yes, officer. I'm not sure. Yeah. Giving them that title of authority that they you know, they want so bad. That's why a lot of those Edomites become cops because they was fucking lame ass losers in fucking high school and shit. You know, so they want a power chip. So giving him that validation, so to speak, can get you out of these situations. Yes, officer. Yes, sir. It's a possibility. You know, it's a possibility. He might be like, so long as your paperwork right. Yeah. Paperwork ain't right, you ain't getting out of this shit. Read.
So it says for Proverbs chapter 2 and 11 for discretion, the Hebrew word is mazamah, which means purpose, device, plot. It also says devices of evil. Most likely. So pretty much it means, it says purpose or plot. It also says, pretty much it says a plan.
Yeah, a plan, a plot. And so you got to have the information. You have to have a system to get your ass out of a certain situation. All right? Yes. If possible. You know, sometimes they impromptu, they just creep up on you. You got to think real quick.
Whoa. Gotta get them on the road.
Push them up.
On the road. Get them on the road. Got it. Go ahead. Gotta stay on the road. Gotta stay on the road.
I got the entomology. I got the etymology of the word discretion. It's a noun. It says the ability to perceive or understand, moral discernment, ability to distinguish right from wrong.
Well, you gotta have a plan. The Hebrew word have a plot or plan.
Yeah.
Right? So you gotta have a plot or plan. Read the precept.
John, this is Proverbs 2 and 11. Discretion shall preserve thee. Plan, like you said, plan. Yeah. It shall preserve thee, and it says, understanding shall keep thee to deliver thee from the way of the evil man and from the man that speaketh forward things.
Yeah, they don't have no damn plan. You know, I used to have a cross guard to tell me in high school, he'd be like, if you don't got a plan, you're done in high school. Yeah. He always used to say that. If they got a plan, you're done. He always used to say that. Yeah, had a crossing guard. Yeah. I guess he didn't have a plan when he retired. So he probably retired. It was in high school. It was 2002, 2001. Damn. And I remember that. Bright safety green vest. Yay high. I tried to get a plan. Kept bringing it in my area. I have a plan. It's what the scripture says. I have a plan. I have a plan.
Something my dad used to tell us when we were kids was, you don't fail to plan. You don't plan to fail. You fail to plan. You don't plan to fail. You fail to plan. You have a plan.
And also for discretion, for the Hebrew word, it says power of devising.
I mean, to choose or something like that?
Yeah. To get the word, for devising, it says...
That's what decision means, right? To cut off or something like that?
So it says,
form or fashion.
plan or event a complex procedure, system, or mechanism by careful thought.
Yeah, just like block plans, strategically making up something.
Yeah, it says from Old French, divisor, from Latin, meaning divided.
Yeah, cut.
So yeah, to use discretion.
Yeah, that's known knowing right from wrong. Basically, when you split something in the middle, and you have two different options. Basically, the way at hand. When you have true discretion, you're able to distinguish something from another thing. Like when people come up, a lot of people, Jake in Philadelphia, they come up, they can't distinguish us from fucking Muslims.
Yeah, that's how demented they are. Yeah.
The whole time you don't
once
see.
y'all around the corner, like, don't y'all teach down there? Why don't y'all teach over there no more? Like, we never taught over there. That's another group.
No such.
Because they can't.
No situational awareness. Yeah. You got brothers in garments holding Bibles. The hell you see Muslims doing that?
And you got dudes
when do
with
you
belly
ever
shirt
see
garments
Muslims
on.
doing that?
Y'all with them? Like, you fucking with garments like that.
No situational awareness.
What's wrong with you?
So we don't even look the same. So
yeah, and these are all men in the camp. There's no women that came into the camp dressed like a dude. Get married and shit. Like, I got a lot of tests in here too. Put y'all on it. Make sure y'all all male. Yeah, it ain't gonna ever happen in Great Millstone. That
right.
woman infiltrate the camp. They turn like weirdo shit, man.
Hey man, this place is getting out of hand.
No
man.
chest, a bowl cut with a shape up. And she in the camp for like 5 years.
Got a mustache.
I'm looking at
it.
All right, that's crazy.
Holding the sign saying, "That's right."
That's right, with a belly shirt garment on.
With a belly shirt.
Oh shit.
Okay. That never happened in Great Millstone.
That's right. Let's see. I'm gonna read that one more time. It says, "To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, and from the man that speaketh forward things." And that word "forward" means perverse. Like brother said earlier, this man's way of speaking, even when he's trying to convict you on some shit, it's like it's a double tongue, because he'll say some shit, and you be like, you have a think you understand what this motherfucker's saying.
Book of Revelation. Go ahead.
You think what this man is saying. I remember one time an officer's like, "Yeah, you got to be served." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean, served?" I went to go look it up in the dictionary. Serve means they basically go arrest your dumbass.
You where say the souls of men. That's why Babylon America is going to need to be destroyed. That's why this place got to go. All right.
Yeah, that's Revelation 17.
The nation's going to be pissed off when Babylon America is destroyed, because they don't. One of the last things that was said in that precept was the souls of men. I mean, have them in slavery, being able to make money off of them, us. Use us as that Matrix reference.
Yeah.
Each person was basically a battery to fuel the Matrix.
Yep.
So we're all basically bad drones to fuel to keep the system going.
Yep. Even with the private, what's that 19th amendment, or what's that one of those amendments, man, 19th or 13th, I can't remember. It said, well, basically they said slavery is illegal except
13.
Right. Prison, prison
fucking
industrial
prison,
complex.
man. Yeah.
You have foreigners invested in American prisons. Foreigners. So they ain't gonna make no money more off of the prison system. That's why they're gonna be pissed off when Babylon's destroyed. That's one of the things. It told you about the cinnamon and the gold and silver and all that too.
18.
Say it on there.
Says 18.
Yeah. 18 and 13.
18, this is on Revelation 18 and 13, and it reads, it says, "In cinnamon and odors."
No, read up.
Okay, count. Yep.
11.
So 11. Right. This says, I'll start at the top. It says, chapter 18. It says, "And after these I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird."
That's America being destroyed, burnt with fire, and then that's when the fire goes out after a long period of time.
That's right.
Then you have desert creatures dwell here.
It says, verse 3, for all nations have drunken the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah, whether it be their laws, the demons they worship together, falsifying the balances with the money system, slavery. What?
That's right.
Profit. Yeah.
Jump down to verse 11. It says, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And merchandise of gold and of silver, and of precious stones, and of pearls, and of fine linen, and purple, and silk.
Yeah, better believe if the Democrats and Republicans, the elite of them, are worshiping demons and committing demonic acts, sex acts, worshiping gods and all the different demons, better believe the Iranians, Russians, all those countries are doing that shit.
Yeah, they're doing it too.
The leaders of those countries.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's right. It says
China, Moab.
Fuck Putin and shit. He's doing all that shit, man. It says in scarlet and of fine wood and all vessels of ivory and manner vessels of precious wood and brass and stone and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and breast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men.
Yeah, they're basically all their products, and the nation's being a profit off our labor.
Even to this day, you know, they've done documentaries I even looked on, little documentaries on Twitter and shit, where they find out that you still have the enslavement and cargoing of Israelites to this day. Jake getting put on whatever forms of transportation, trains, little planes or whatever, and being shipped between the elites, man. That they dabble in and out of, man. And shit.
Yeah, because when they shut the ports down a few weeks ago, they were saying that the workers there was tired of hearing like children bang on the shipping containers. So
like
Israelites still being shipped in containers all throughout the world, like the brother talking about.
Migrants and shit.
Yeah.
Trying to
Break
come
that.
to America.
That's
crazy.
I mean, they still there working the docks. So I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot of dollars.
They gonna work.
They paid that money quick for that shit
They
not to
gonna
happen.
work.
You know, put it up.
they get like $50 an hour,
They
right?
pushed that
40,
shit down.
40,
I was there yesterday.
Around
Had two
40,
stops there.
$50 an
They
hour.
pushed the strike back
Yeah.
till January.
Yeah, they're giving them just enough money to keep their ass at the damn job. That's what Esau would do. He'll give you just enough money so you won't quit. You start your own shit up. You know? Start your own business so they keep you in that damn job. So you can be a damn slave.
Well, mind you, they got
That's paid by the way.
the other locations in the U.S. They got fucking automation and shit where there's no fucking humans at all.
They want to get to that point, yeah. Where they reduce the manpower.
Where they control everything at the end of the day and they don't need you know, at all.
Well, let's see if we actually get there. That's what that would be the ultimate goal, but it doesn't have to be, because it's all about control anyway. So if they want you there, if they don't want you there, it's up to what the elite want. Or really what the Most High want. So if they want to decrease the workforce with human population by 50%, they can do that. They have the other fact. If they want to reduce it by 100%, they can do that. Is that their discretion?
That's what they plan on doing. That's why they created something called the universal basic income. Eventually, they plan on letting everybody just get a fucking stipend per month, because nobody's gonna be working. It's gonna be all automated, all robots.
Well, they're gonna be doing something. All right,
And that's
Jake,
not for
Jake is going. They're gonna have you. They're not gonna be sitting there how people.
that's not for everybody anyway.
Yeah.
That's why they want to reduce the population. That's not for everybody.
Well,
That's what they find use for you.
they put it in the movies. What's the
Right. Your ass is gonna be in damn labor camp.
Remember, they
That's what you
believe
gonna be. They
believe
gonna
in
be
something
sitting home
called
locked in the house.
they believe in something called continuity of government. So they still gonna need their servants.
Yeah, it's gonna be
They're still gonna
partition,
need
you know,
they're still
certain
gonna
people
need
there.
their technicians and the scientists, and that's what they think now. That's really who the UBI is
Technicians.
for. You regular motherfuckers, Y'all ain't worth nothing to them.
Labor camp, killed or locked in the house.
You're what they call useless eaters.
What was the Black Mirror rumor with the
or useful idiots? Well, once they don't have no need for you because they could run off of automation, they're just gonna get rid of you. You gonna basically become a sacrifice.
You knew exactly what I was talking about.
You ain't gonna be nothing more than a sacrifice. That's why they got all them there. You think we forgot about the FEMA coffins?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna put you. If you remember the movie Viva Vendetta, I watched that a couple days ago.
I need to watch that again.
The Lark Hill Laboratory. They were busting people in, and they were basically experimenting.
What about all those rounds of ammunition ordered by Department of Homeland Security?
And the guillotines.
The guillotines, yeah. It's not that UBI ain't for y'all. That's a trap. And then, that's to lure you in, so that they can have their way with you.
And wasn't it Trump that said he was bringing that back anyway?
Yes, he did. He said the death penalty specifically for those who
speak against them small hats.
You
know, so we see everything's lined up. What you got, not just of course we speak against it, but there's more. You got regular day Joe Schmo Edomites that be on the internet, like AM TV and some other people that they talk about against the small hats, Alex Jones and all them. But I have a funny
AMTV,
Oh yeah, I watch him only for the news aspect of things, but he don't fucking like Jakes and shit. But
he uploaded, this is years ago. He uploaded a video and saying the N-word a lot. I saved it. This is like 5-10 years ago. Damn. But I ended up deleting it. The commenters were saying, "Yo, take this down. It got nothing to do with your content." Now nobody even know he even did that. Because I just said to y'all, it's total news, y'all.
I never knew that.
He uploaded a video saying the N-word. Because a lot of Edomites are mad they can't say the N-word, and they get really offended that it's just a word. Why can't I say it? You know? And he said it like eloquently, And then he took the video down. And I saved it, but I ended up deleting it years ago. But AMTV, he go back. He went long. All of them were secret racists. They just act like they.
Yeah.
That dude was a natural news guy. They used to be Alex Jones a lot. He's a fucking racist too.
Yeah, I tell Jake all the time. I tell him as a joke.
Hate niggas.
Alex Jones is just these Edomized version of Dr. Umar Johnson.
Dr. Mike.
Yeah, a real smart guy. He's good with the herbs and stuff. Yeah, he's a fucking racist too.
But the guillotines are for individuals, not only for the men of the Lord, but for all those that oppose that New World system.
But they weren't racist too, so how can I talk? Irony, right?
It's fucking devil, man. Oh shit. What's up? What's the one scripture? Can we get Revelation 12 again? Because he said, because the devil's coming down with great wrath. 12 and 12? Yeah, the great wrath. Because he says he knows that he has but a short time, which goes into him trying to rush his enterprise. He's gonna think himself to sit down and eat it, but the Lord's gonna fucking kick his gut in and shit, make him throw that shit up, man. And that's what ultimately we're waiting for, because at the end of the day, we're really worms, man. We really don't have no protection other than Yahweh Shema Shai. What are we gonna do when Esau pull up with fucking tanks, man?
Right, you really think?
Remember the apostles got arrested that day, 2001, 9/11.
Right, you really think that y'all people are gonna live these extravagant lives in these 15-minute cities? Why do you think they're making 15-minute cities?
The move, brother just said
you're going to be within the confines in which they want you to be, because you're going to be under total control, serving their purpose.
He's originally on purge.
They're going to be your Godhead, and they're not going to want the masses of people serving them.
Yeah, he was.
Only those who they deem so-called useful. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of people start using it.
Well,
that's the first movie I think he was in.
The dude from
we talking about Slack?
The dude from Black Mirror. Even remember he was in a fucking room, but he was like kind of in love with this one girl and shit. But every day they was fucking riding on fucking bicycles and shit. But when you look at the background behind them, they're in a fucking 15-minute basically city and shit. That's a tall fucking building, of columns of fucking apartment buildings, and then all they do is go out, eat lunch, ride on the fucking bicycle, get their money coins and shit every day, and then go back to their fucking small.
You don't really own anything.
Yeah.
you don't own anything. It's basically credits. You're renting.
Yeah.
Or borrowing.
And if you have enough, you can go on a game show to possibly become influencer, which they have today.
Well, they already doing that. You already don't own anything. It's just gonna be. It's gonna take a different form. Not owning anything. But remember, all the money you make, you turn around, you put it right back into the system. Yeah, you put it right back into the system. Right. That's like one of the most depressing things. Is like if you work for a major corporation and then you have to go and you have to shop at the same corporation you work for. It's depressing. I'll give you an example. You work at like Walmart distribution and you fucking build those pallets all damn day and all the products, but then you shop at Walmart, you see the same shit that you just got done building, coming out the warehouse to go buy your own groceries. You just realize that the paycheck they just gave you, you filtering it right back into this conglomerate, this corporation.
It's a circuit.
And
that's exactly what it is.
In that same show, what?
You know, like the brother said, they give you just enough what? Just enough to fucking stay a slave. To stay on the treadmill, so you moving, but you ain't going nowhere.
In the same thing, remember, in his room, he had the walls are basically TVs, and this motherfucker, if you wanted to skip some shit, you had to pay for the subscription to skip ads or whatever fucking show that you didn't want to watch. Motherfucker lost all his money, so what was playing fucking in the background 24/7 while he was trying to see fucking pornography and shit. He couldn't sleep. Then the woman that he fell in love with that got into the show, that they put in fucking thing, was in his fucking face every day getting.
Well, that's what happens when you're deprived. That's what happens.
What's the name of the episode?
You get deprived.
I gotta find it.
Get the name of the episode.
Yeah, I gotta find that shit, man. This shit was crazy.
When you don't have a genuine purpose, you fill the void with carnal pleasure. When you don't have a sense of purpose, you fill that void with carnal pleasure. That's why these people are addicted to drugs and pornography and all these other things. Because they don't actually have, society has not taught them a sense of purpose. And then if they've been taught a sense of purpose, they've been misled to believe that their 9 to 5 is their purpose. Getting up and going to work, coming home, watching TV, repeating that same redundant cycle over and over that's all there is to life. That's all you're there to do. Remember, that's an escape. Most people go to work because they're actually trying to escape. And they come home and they sit around the television, they drink whatever alcoholic beverage, or they do whatever drug, or they do whatever recreational thing that they're gonna do as a form of escape. Because a lot of these people there, something that I thought about earlier in the week was, how is it that you go from a child to an adult wishing you were a child again? Shouldn't the quality of life actually improve with age? So why is it that you would choose to want to regress from that? Think about that. That's depressing. I wish I was a kid again. What they call that, nostalgia? Why? The quality of life is supposed to improve. Things are supposed to improve, progress, and increase. Why are you thinking about a former time? You were supposed to grow. Things are supposed to improve with that growth. Why is that not happening? And so that shows you it's a trap right there. If you have to revert back to an old time to feel a sense of comfort, something's not right. Because that should have been a renewed process as you grow, as you build. Because you're supposed to be striving for something that always continually moves you forward. If you feel like you're stagnant, no matter what you try to do moving forward, you're never getting anywhere. That is a system that is working against you in every way. And people don't even have the capacity to put that together because they find comfort in their grief. That's the crazy thing about it. A lot of people don't make changes because of familiarity.
Even with the information.
Or even with the information. They'll literally complain and they'll have their gripes, but...
Watch another YouTube video again.
Right.
They still ain't changed.
Right, they get their daily dose of motivation to do nothing with it because they're familiar with a certain... Because they know what to expect. And that's right. A false sense of safety. A false sense of comfort. Because remember, all of that's about to be taken away. So what's going to happen? They're going to have no choice because they've already built that dependency. But to comply with what comes next with their agenda, with this agenda.
Got the information, but they don't have a vision. Right? It's another episode called Man Against Fire. when they was taking drugs.
Oh well.
And they couldn't.
That's a scripture. Where there is no vision,
people fail.
Yeah, the soldiers were on drugs, so the enemy they was fighting looked like monsters. So then it was either drugs or a device.
And it was a person?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Man called Man Against Fire, I believe.
Yeah, because he signed up for the military, they erased his fucking memory and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he signed his rights over. Yeah, he actually signed his rights over. Yeah. He actually did that. He didn't remember because they erased his memory. Yeah.
I remember.
And when he was seeing the
monsters,
they were actually people from another, I guess, outcast or
that didn't comply to the
new system, New World Order system, whatever.
So they made them seem like they were like
monsters. They went out and hunted them. Yep. That's how people look at us, like we're the monsters, and they're on the drug. The regular people, the normies, they're on the drug, and they look at us like we don't have the truth.
And when the people unhacked the shit, and he finally found out, he's like, "Yo, what the hell?" He basically found out that he was, because the one girl, he's trying to figure out why can't you see that these are people? Because she's looking at him like, "You're crazy. I'm trying to destroy the threat." Whole time he sees what the real thing is, and then they trap him up, tell him that you can't tell nobody, to stand third, or gave him a whole pseudo life, man.
Well, that's how they gonna look at us, like we're the monsters. They're gonna get us.
You see, because that was the implant.
Time of Jacob's trouble. Yeah, was it an implant?
Yeah, it was the implant.
It was an implant.
Yeah, it was the
Man Against Fire. Yeah, it was an
implant.
Basically, they got to everybody got they get that device. They're gonna look at us like they already think we're the enemy anyway. And we're saying doing something really bad, and we're twisting the scriptures from Christianity, the Orthodox Christianity, Roman Catholicism. Well, that's all wrong. We got the truth. All right, the way we break the precepts down is the correct way.
Sure.
We don't worship Mary. All right. We don't worship angels. We don't kiss no damn false papa hand.
That's right.
Viva la Papa. Long live the Pope, the Father, yeah.
This is Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
Yeah, gotta have vision. And the only way you're gonna get the vision is the Lord, Yahweh Shai, have to open your eyes. That's right. So you'll get the eyes off, so you can see clearly.
It made me think in that same episode that you spoke of. I got to go back and watch it again because it's a good ass episode, but it shows you the time that we're living in. Also, how the Lord can, even if you do, because you gotta have individuals that know the truth, but then they end up, taking the charagma.
You a slave then, basically. So if you take the charagma, you a slave, and you gotta fall in line or whatever the government tell you what to do.
That's right. And then when that time comes, when destruction comes, that veil of confusion or whatever might be on you at the time of when you gotta work is gonna come off you. You gonna know that you fucked. It's like that vision. What happened with him? That vision was lifted up, and he realized he fucked up. Looked at his. They showed him literally his record, like, yo, we can blow your head off if we really want to, And he was like, how are you doing this? How are you in my head? There was he gave us consent. He said, no, I never did it. They showed him the backlogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, they showed him a tape. I think they recorded him.
Yeah,
recorded
stuff. Yeah, that's what I mean by backlog. Showed him the recording. He said, you signed over your rights, so we own you. Then gave him a pseudo life. Erased his memory again. Now he got a fake ass wife that he goes through at home and shit. Shows you what Esau really wants to do is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans at the end of the day.
Control. Morpheus said he covered up Dorsal sign.
This was an illusion. Yeah, this was an illusion.
Dorsal battery. Basically, he wanted us to be drones. Copper tops. That's drones. Right. It's working. So if we're not confined to the house, then we in some damn labor field, laboring, doing some type of labor.
Yep.
Or a circuit, from get your injection to the field to the house.
Sure.
That's his ultimate goal. Let's see how far he actually gets, though.
Sure.
He's going to say when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord going to fire his ass up.
Because even if you don't, we know, same thing what he did in 2020. That's what I say, come down, he knows he had a short time, What he do in 2020, regulate everybody to the house, you can only go to work, and then come back home.
Only essential workers are allowed out. So that means certain people were out, certain people were
had privileges. They had privileges.
Like the Holland, during 2020, you can get through the Holland Tunnel, Lincoln Tunnel like that, like nothing. It's ride straight through Manhattan, in and out of New York. Now, it's parking lot all the time now. But
You know, and that's why I was with the brothers in D.C. It takes 45 minutes to an hour to get from where brothers is at. So it was the Woodbridge area. If you know Woodbridge, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to get to D.C. on normal day with traffic. Brothers, you know, when that happened, brothers rode to camp, and brothers didn't even realize how quick we got to camp. We realized it took us around like 20 to 15 minutes
at the time.
You know,
half the time.
It was like a quarter, basically half of the quarter of the fucking time, man. You know, because nobody was out on the roads, and that's really what Esau wants. He wants you in the house, you go to work when he tells you to go to work, and you go back in, and he controls everything. You know, you want some packages? I got a fucking drone that's gonna drop it at your fucking front doorstep. You know, you better not leave 5 meters away from your fucking house, or you're gonna get blown up in the street or some shit.
Yeah, and the prophecy proves it in Revelation. Somebody might as well get it. Because, like, if you're a Democrat on the Democratic side, they're saying that the women want the body autonomy thing.
Oh yeah.
And Trump forcing, he's gonna force his protection on you. Oh, he gonna protect women whether you like it or not. You might have heard him say that.
Yeah, he's pro-life.
So they all don't believe in body autonomy ultimately.
That's right.
Because of Revelation 13, 16 on 15 on down.
Right.
There's no, they just lying. They're lying to you. Don't y'all already know that all politicians and big businessmen are liars?
And the only difference between the two of them is wording.
That's right.
All Trump really did was give power from the federal level to the state, to the individual state to decide. He didn't outlaw abortions. He let the states decide. That's the reality. This is why
they're saying it de facto.
Right. Because if you in one state, if you go to a state, then they can technically perform the abortion, depending on the set of circumstances. But it's just different language for virtually the same thing. They're not taking away that.
Still
they benefit every time one of you simple so-called Negro, Latino, Native American women give your baby up to the slaughter.
How dare black women even say anything
they benefit.
Oh, she wants the ability to continue to murder her children.
Right. They want to use abortion strictly as a contraceptive instead of just being responsible. So it's just another way for them to not be held accountable. And that's not going. See, that's the thing. As the times move in and prophecies fulfilled, the one thing you're not going to be able to do is escape accountability. Right. That whole spirit is coming to an end, man. Everything's coming to a head. That's Micah 7:10. Not to go off topic, just saying. That whole lack of accountability spirit is about to be completely, totally done away with.
Well, I got a quick.
That was for a moment. You women are gonna look really pitiful out here because you burned all your bridges. You wanted to be strong and independent. You wanted all of these so-called rights afforded to you, but you didn't want to have any sense of respect, dignity, responsibility, accountability.
The state gonna take that over eventually. The state.
Well, I'm saying when all hell breaks loose, nobody gonna want you. Nobody gonna redeem you. Nobody's gonna save you. You're not gonna have no white knights at your aid. You're not gonna have no virtue signaling, freaking mind hive women coming to your aid, giving you fake love, artificial love, because it support all women regardless as to whether what's right or wrong. You're not gonna have any of that. Ain't gonna be none of this artificial fucking validation going on. People are gonna be too busy fighting for survival. And you women do not lack survival instinct. You women do not have survival instinct. Rather, you lack survival instinct. Completely. Your sense of survival instinct is you say you don't need a man, and then you get a fucking flat tire, you gotta call a man to come fix it. Other than that, a man ain't shit. You can't make this up. You can't do it. Most women can't change a tire. You can't do an oil change. You can't even fix a flat. Right, unless it's ramen noodles. Oh, Chef Boyardee.
And they still fucking that shit.
Yeah, well, that's fucking crazy.
for the accountability thing. This is Ezekiel 7 and 8. It says, now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways. Will recompense thee for all thy abominations. That's accountability right there. You know, because your ways goes into your conduct, the way you conduct yourself on earth. So all the BS that these women have been doing, the Lord said He's going to shortly pour out His fury. It's going to happen quickly. In the blink of an eye, all accountability that you've been shoving up into the sky is going to rain upon you like fire from fucking heaven, man. You know? And you're going to see that you should have took heed unto what men were trying to tell you. Ultimately, what the men of the Lord were trying to tell you is, you know, come up that careless spirit and get under the hedge of a man of the Lord, but you want to be an independent woman, and you'll see, you know, that you can't fend for yourself in that day, ultimately. You know?
We'll see how it's going to work out for you in that day. We'll see how it's going to work out.
All right, so the Spirit of the Lord had me find this out, you know, years ago while playing this video game that was released in 2008, right? It's called Grand Theft Auto 4, right? So in the game, you can go on like this internet cafe. You can go on the internet. You can explore the internet and things like that, right? So this is about the spot. It's Ford. This is Ford when he's in Liberty City with Nico Bellic. Yeah, exactly. Yep. All right, so this is going into the spy chips or the Caragma, right? And y'all be trying to look it up, but this is pretty crazy information. This is and it goes into them being insiders. You know, for them to notice, they have to be insiders. You know, so it was on this foreign website, and this guy named by the name of Skull and Bones. And we all know that's a secret society or fraternity of the elites, one of their fraternities. So a guy named by Skull and Bones and Los Venturas, right? This is what he writes. He said, "Hi, I love this site for a long time. First time poster, typing one hand." And he said, "Not LOL. Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but I was tagged with a human implantable tracking device as a baby in the 1970s." And that goes to show you they always had this technology, but they're going to use it to control us, you know, especially the nation of Israel. It says, "But I was tagged with a human implantable tracking device as a baby in the 1970s. And he says, my brothers had a natural birth at home, but I was delivered in the hospital." You know, and it goes to show you that these hospitals, all they do is just demonic, you know.
Right. Remember, where's just to land back off of that?
Go.
Mention chiming in. There was an Israelite that came by and gave a testimony where he strongly believed that he went there in the hospital for procedure and he was implanted with an RFID chip. Remember the brother that gave that testimony?
Older brother downtown.
Yeah, on Market Street. That's right.
See, so they got to be doing it, you know. This is very plausible.
Oh, that bull?
Yeah. And he said, my brothers had natural births at home, but I was delivered in the hospital. While they both have high-flying careers and beautiful families, my life has been defined by a spiral of drug abuse and manic depression. And again, he took the Caragma. So he's experiencing all these calamities in his life. And it goes to show you you're not supposed to take it. So it says, my life has been defined by a spiral of drug abuse and manic depression. That's guilt too, because you took the Caragma, you sold your soul.
And I'm just thinking about frequencies. Because like, you know how the cell phone emits radio waves that lowers the body's frequency, interrupts with mental pattern and function, literal bodily function. Well, them implantable tags actually would have the same, if not more, of a capability to do just that. Right. But like you said too, that other side of it is the shame, the guilt, right? Mm-hmm. Like the individual who supposedly at the IUIC took the jab and felt his faith leave him.
Which Esau, there's a video on that. Esau already had it in the FBI in their video of presentations that they already have the formula to basically have someone no longer believe in God. and they tried to do it throughout the food, which for the majority of Jake, they've succeeded in that.
Well, if I can land back on that, where they haven't succeeded in the food, right? They've succeeded in the music industry. Where they haven't succeeded in the music industry, they succeeded in other areas, just speeding it up.
Yep.
Where they haven't succeeded in that, they plan to with technology.
That's right.
The vaccine
That's
too.
the ultimate device. Well, that's the
vaccine.
ultimate device. Well, remember, mRNA technology. Well, what was the term that they were using? And I know there was like a lot of different information coming out at the time. Nanotech. Nanotech. Right.
Yeah, it was basically prepping your body.
And Slovakia, there was a nurse that gave her testimony where these people were coming in with these crazy freaking clots. Yeah, were like these microorganism of some sort.
That shit was huge.
Yep.
And shit.
That they couldn't, like, it was like a whole life form that was being
finding in the
taken
blood. Yep. Taken out of people after they perished. You know.
Now imagine having something like that inside you. First of all, parasite. If you have too many parasites in you, that can drive you to do certain things that you wouldn't typically do.
That's right.
Right?
So how much more a thing that's almost living but having some type of frequency in your body.
Right.
Now, because if a parasite can drive you to do something of wanting to crave fucking food, how much more rate of frequency cause you? Oh, we see. What's the movie with with Samuel L. Jackson with the control of people in the church, and all of a sudden they're worshiping in church. King, yes, yeah, that one.
Is that the original one or that's
the first one?
Yeah, first
you know,
one.
he go into the thing. Now all of a sudden he turn up the volume on the frequency, and all of a sudden people go from peaceful to fucking violent and want to hurt people, man. Esau already has mastered all that technology. Now he just got to put it into the masses, man.
Yeah. That's all where it's headed. Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna keep reading. It says, all my friends turned on me in high school, and since then I have been sacked repeatedly from dead-end jobs and dumped by every ugly girl who was medicated enough to sleep with me.
Damn.
That's some Diddy type shit.
Another thing of that is that schizophrenia. What people Esau calls schizophrenia. Yeah, but it's really just demons fucking with your mind at the end of the day. That Quran one can allow that. Matter of fact, there was that just came out 2-3 days ago. The first guy to take the Neuralink, he was giving his testimony on how his life has been, how he's able to surf the internet without no hands, play video games without any hands. Like he's all doing it with the control of his fucking mind and shit. Mm-hmm. And you see him while they have video of him doing all that stuff, like playing fucking Call of Duty with no hands, just sitting there looking at the screen, and the shooter's going, moving and shit. That's gonna be the main marketing strategy to a lot of these people, man. So convenience at the end of the day, or convenience, or fun, entertainment. These are the things that's gonna make people want to, indulge in that even more.
And Esau working on like AI and brain interfaces so they can pilot pilotless aircraft. Mm-hmm. They did. Ethan Hawke played a movie called Good Kill. He was a drone pilot. It wasn't a brain interface or anything like that, but I could see like a lot of these movies they're trying to merge like the brain with AI so they can pilot, aircraft ships without an actual person in there.
There's a video I gotta post it up where they have a muscular AI system suit. It's like you see it looks like a person's muscular system, but it's made with their technology and it's ran by AI. So AI is literally like fucking, and you can see the muscles moving and shit. It's almost like Westworld, how they wanted those robots and shit. Esau got that shit. So you think this is why the Lord said He's gonna bring. There's gonna have to be a standard lifted, and time is short. And time is short because if this devil could, he really is gonna send. This is why the men of the Lord gotta have spiritual power, man, because Esau's gonna send shit like that. How you
imagine that automaton coming to arrest your ass, knocking on your door. You arguing with a dead Tesla robot or a better one.
I robot.
How you have a damn warrant? You know?
And mind you, that robot has so much power in it. Punch your door and it fucking fly.
You put his foot in the door. You can't close the door like an actual officer would do.
Right, and they already got those police dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The robot police dogs.
Yeah. Motherfucker do backflips and parkour, bro. Come on, bro. You can't run that.
They showed it on the movie Source Code. They got the dogs and the robots. Somebody sitting behind a computer screen controlling them.
Well, the SWAT teams and the police departments all over the country now have the Boston Dynamic dogs that they can put gun mounts on top of, in the case of a shooter event, can send in the dog and execute whatever person that they need to do.
Yeah, blow them up or whatever, shoot a missile at them or something.
That movie where it showed they can make a judgment.
I gotta finish it.
Yeah. It's like in one of those states, they legalized lethal force for the robot dogs. You know, I think it's on the west coast somewhere in San Francisco. But it says, everyone I meet tries to fuck with my head. I have the sensation of being followed constantly, and every time I take a crap, I feel like there is someone watching me from the inside of the bowl. Yep. It says, I thought that I had finally rid myself of the evil spy chip when I cut off my left hand. So he put it in his left hand, he chopped it off. You know, and it says, so it don't matter which, part of the body you get it in. And it says, a couple of years ago, it's like it. When I cut off my left hand a couple of years ago, but the mind games have got worse. Can anyone help? Was this not prophesied in the Bible?
This is an email he read?
This is like a forum website, and he's posting something, and that's what he posted. Inside the game. Yeah.
Like, what's the reason for putting this in?
Exactly.
Come on now.
They show you the truth.
Liberty City.
Right.
GTA 4.
How about that,
New York?
Yep.
Liberty City.
That place is literally modeled after New York City.
Right.
So, Liberty. Yep.
And the last part says, was this not prophesied in the Bible? Who's laughing now? Not me.
Damn.
But he got spirits on him. Basically, he was saying he got spirits on him, even though he got rid of the chip. He got demonic spirits on him. So don't get that charagma in your body, because you pretty much screwed.
Well, you can't repent.
What they say that it can, pretty much change your DNA, like, once you take it. So
We'll see. What the scripture say, you're gonna get some type of disease.
Yes,
Some ulcer or something. Take it. It may have something to do with the frequencies, or it may have something to do with what's physically on the chip.
right.
I got a quick this is Revelation 14 and verse.
Two horns like a lamb.
Oh yeah, that's a chariot right there, I believe. See it? Straight up ahead.
Right here.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's not a star.
No, not at all. And it's hovering right there. Wow, man. Hey, call, hold on. I'll watch me on the shot. That's gotta be cherry. Good up, brother.
You see? Man, spy balloons, man. Zooming in on us. Tag us.
It's not a star. Yeah, I can actually see that for once.
Helicopter flying up, right?
Not that high.
Hell no. What? Nah.
I don't think
It's
so.
a chariot, bro.
That thing kind of big too. It's kind of big, ain't it?
Yeah.
Kind of bigger than usual.
That's so crazy because
That's
we was
kind of
talking
big
about
though. That's like really big.
Well, yeah.
and the chariot.
We can see with the naked eye out that far.
That's really big.
What if it disappears?
I don't know if it could be picked up on the camera.
Oh, everybody getting them now. Everybody getting them bikes.
Oh, why this shit reading like that?
Because he don't know how to maintain it.
That shit.
Hey, why y'all plane? That's a chariot, bro. Plane would have been over there by now.
Yeah, it's definitely not a plane. I'm thinking it's like a hot air balloon.
And it's like hovering.
No, you would hear the plane and you would hear the helicopter.
I can do it with the Red Bull.
That's a chariot, bro.
Atmospheric jump.
That joint stopped right there.
Hold on, is it just me or is it like
Yeah, it do like a. It's like they make like shapes and stuff.
Come back this way,
It's an
bro.
aura around it too. You see it?
Yeah,
You see the aura around it?
Con.
That's huge.
You get it, Kayaba?
Everybody see it, right? Everybody see
I
it?
can't get on the camera.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually.
You might can see it at home. When you go back
It's
home.
standing still. It's not even moving.
Yeah, look, I got it.
See the aura around it?
Wow. Hey, Romans 13:10.
Say your salvation near.
Yeah. Read that real quick. Yeah,
This is Romans. It's book of Romans.
Now that's now you can tell that's explaining something right over there.
Let's just move it.
See it just stop, then it starts again.
Yeah. It's like it's.
You see the aura around it too, right? Like light around it.
Reminds me of some one of one chairs I took a picture of.
They be doing
That's
lots of ones
spiritual
for
because I
black.
think the Dallas brothers just last night they had a series of chariots.
It just stopped again, then it starts again.
Yeah, it is moving. Yeah, it can't be a plane.
It's
Planes can't
hesitating.
maneuver like that.
Yeah, and a blimp wouldn't do that neither.
Hell no,
Give
I don't have
Revelation
the
the first
capacity
chapter.
to move like that.
Because it's doing the little.
I got the book of Romans real fast. Romans 13 in verse 11. It says, "In that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than what we believe."
Just turn the quality up on your cell phones if you're recording it, so it can display the picture.
Yeah, man, that's a sign.
Yup.
That's a sign right there.
We were speaking about the technology that Esau got, like as far as like destroying people.
They be doing
But
like last
the
one,
angels of the
last
Lord
one.
is going to protect us.
That's
And the Lord
right.
sent the
The
sign
technology is way
to
more
show us
advanced. Yeah.
that the angels of the Lord encamp around us.
Con.
We don't got to worry about that.
Psalms 91. Psalm 91.
So only the Lord has that capability of moving.
It's just the illumination. It's
And mind you, we're in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Hakim, you know, broad
If it had
daylight.
lights on it, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. If it had lights on it, but I do see the water on it.
And they put thoughts in your head. They told me look up.
Plus, we would hear a plane, and the helicopter can't go that high.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah, it should stop, cover, and then it start moving again.
Bring those precepts out.
I'll get this one real fast. This is in the book of Psalms.
Yeah, Revelation, the first chapter. About
Behold.
Acts.
Oh.
What's
When they
the
come
other
back
one?
like
Psalms
manna.
90. You said 92.
Oh, there's another one right there. There's another one right there, brothers. You see it flashing? Right straight ahead. Right up top. You see it? It's blinking, brothers. You see it? It's blinking.
Wait,
What's that? That's another chariot, bro. That's gotta be a chariot, bro. That's gotta be a chariot, bro. Hey, come on, like I must shoot out a shot. Come on, I knew it was gonna be another one.
Oh, there you go.
I knew it. Come on now. I hope y'all got that on camera.
Yeah, I got it.
I hope y'all got that on camera.
Send that to me, brother.
Yo, man, I hope y'all got that. Look, you can see it. When it passes, you can actually see that that's a plane right there.
Yeah, it's
two of
blinking.
them.
It's blinking.
You can't make this up. But that's still there. That one was actually a flicker. That one was actually flickering and moving all types of ways.
I'm glad I ain't
Psalms 91 and 1. You know, whatever other precepts on chariots. Wrapped up with the spirit. Look, yo, man. That's a sign.
This is Psalms 91 and 1. Say, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." It says, verse 2, "I will say,
Yeah, that was blinking too.
I will say of Yahweh Bashimah Shai, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and Him will I trust." So we're seeing in the spirit, man. You know, Esau. We was going to see how Esau basically is coming down with great wrath, but we already know we have the protection of Yahweh Bashimah Shai, the angels, man.
You said it was.
You know, this is Psalms. I'm gonna get another one. This is Psalms 37. Sorry, Psalms 34,
all around.
verse 5. Verse 5.
That one right there?
"And they looked unto him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed." Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 1. It says, "I will bless Yahweh by Shema Shai at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh by Shema Shai. The humble shall hear thereof and shall be glad. O magnify Yahweh by Shema Shai with me. Let us exalt His name together.
I feel like I'm seeing a couple.
I sought Yahweh by Shema Shai. He heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked upon Him and were enlightened, and their faces were not ashamed." And that's what you're seeing right now in the spirit, man.
Crazy, man. Yo, this is the rocket thing. This is crazy, yo.
It says, verse 6, "This poor man cried, And Yahweh Bashim heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. Verse 7, the angel of Yahweh Bashim and kept around about them that fear him and delivered.
We really believe in the deliverance that's coming. We believe in the protection that Yahweh is going to provide unto those who truly believe in him, man.
That's right.
This is our way out. We actually invested our entire being. Not that it's of ourselves, but the Lord gave us of that spirit, gave us of that mercy. We're just fortunate enough to be able to partake, hopefully, into it, man.
That's how we're going to be saved.
See, the strangeness of our salvation. The strangeness of our salvation, man. All beyond what they look for. Right?
Pentecost.
You know, and very soon, like brother was talking about, the Lord is going to lift up a standard because this devil is going to come and move with great wrath. All right? As a matter of fact, it's written, the Lord would shorten the time, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, the time shall be shortened. So everything is about to accelerate, man. Everything's about to accelerate. And the Lord is going to show what men he's really working with.
Look at suddenly. What precept you got?
This is Acts 2 and 3, and there appeared upon them cloven tongues like as of fire, and sat upon each of them.
Read up a little bit.
I read verse 1. It says, this is Acts 2 and 1, and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place, and suddenly.
That's how it's like the apostles received
and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled.
You might experience the same thing.
Right. That's right.
Look up suddenly.
It says, as a mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting.
That's why the Lord said, don't think what you're going to say. Don't even worry about it. Because if we're going to get put to death, we're going to get put to death. And if we're going to get the spiritual power, it's not because we're concentrating really, really hard. It's because we're either men of the Lord or we ain't.
It says,
right, well, what's the indicator of that? Your faith.
Yeah.
Right? Coupled with your works. But your faith, man, whether or not you truly believe, that's really what sets you apart from the rest of the world. No other man has the caliber of faith like the elect has to believe in these things and to teach these things and stand on it. So that's only really for the elect.
You can imagine, you be in a situation that's impossible to get out of,
right?
And you're just like, Lord, I don't know what to do. I'm just leaving it in your hands, right. And all of a sudden, it's like
now, let me say this real quick, real quick, Slacky, not to detract too much. There's approximately 1.5 million people in this city. How many of them actually saw that?
Just us.
Exactly.
Elect. Hopefully elect.
The hopeful elect.
That's right.
That few, that remaining, that hopeful number. Ain't nobody, we making a commotion, ain't nobody pay attention, and even if they could, they might not even have been able to see them. The chariots might have hit themselves, even though they were blinking and flashing for a moment. Several of them.
Sometimes they'll pull up in lines.
No?
They'll be like 9, like 5,
so that's
9.
reminiscent. The Lord's going to take us, one of a family, two of a city, right? Or two of a family, one of a city. It's reminiscent of that. Very few, man. Very few.
That's right. It says, and the whole house was filled where they were sitting, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues, as a fire, and sat upon each of them. And they began, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak of other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Yeah, and that's why it's good, important to be in your right mind most of the time. So when the Spirit descends on you, you'll be adequate. Well, when the Spirit is hovering around, you'll be a vessel for it to inhabit, a body for it to inhabit.
That's right.
Instead of being, the depth of a bunch of sins,
That's right.
And read that word suddenly.
So it says suddenly, the Greek word is ophno, which means unawares, i.e. unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly, unawares. So when the Lord gives his elect that spiritual power, it's going to rush on us. Like Samson, when Samson would get the spiritual power, it would turn. We already had power, but it would turn up. He'd be at let's say a level limit was 1,000, right? He would already be operating at like 300, and then the Lord would just turn it up to 900. I think it actually physically says, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon Samson.
It came mightily upon him.
Mightily, find that, yeah. But I think you were pretty much done.
Yeah, I had a precept. This is Acts chapter 6, verse 7. It says, and the word of the Most High increased, and the number of the disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly. And a great company of priests were obedient to the faith. And
so judge angels, find that too.
And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people.
Yeah, so we had spiritual power to whatever it was, raise the dead, heal withered like Yahushua did,
right.
The degenerate muscles, to heal the muscles, make them strong again. So the person could walk, receive blind, receive sight. So he did miracles. Because the Lord said he's gonna do greater than what the Lord did. Really now we're going, because we was urgent back then too. So that was back then and right in now.
Right.
But now it's the last time.
Exactly.
So it got to be even
turned up.
It's gonna be magnified.
Yeah.
You know, the more troops came up, and he was like, he just did this and had the soldiers that he already went through get up. Mind you, they already perished. He had them get up and then fight the soldiers that came, the reinforcements and shit like that, bro. It's gonna be things that you. With words can't be really uttered, man.
Well,
you
yeah,
gotta see
the
it.
apostles do, and Yahushua did, and Paul did. Paul raised the dude broke his neck, right? Paul was just long-winded talking. He fell down the steps, something like that. And Paul raised him up, and the Lord said, "Raise the dead, heal the sick." Right. So hey, Yahushua can get that power.
All of a sudden, you know, something just click, and you just know that you're able to fucking do it. Yeah. You know.
If we're able to raise the dead, we're able to make you believe.
That's right. So, Peter,
Dr. Strange,
what's his what was those two? The man and the woman. I always forget their names.
Ananias and Sapphira.
Yeah. All he did was speak. Literally, like this day you going, and they dropped. Their spirit gave up. So that was literally through the word.
Without touching.
You know what? Faith is a form of a superpower. It's pretty much.
You shall judge angels. Yeah, it is a form. Yeah, because not everybody, only the elect got it. So read those precepts.
Yeah, Judges 15, verse 14. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax.
Yeah, suddenly.
Damn.
He suddenly just...
like the Incredible Hulk. That's what they give
had
me.
the strength before, then he all of a sudden had it. Or he was just chilling, and then when he got pissed off, and the Spirit came on him and just broke it.
Only you can. These are things that they place in movies, but it's gonna happen in real time, and it's gonna surpass what we can like literally say.
Instant transmission, the soul knockout. What's the word there? Mighty.
Yeah, mightily.
Look that word up. Mightily. Is that the bar? A double word?
I think it's Tazalak.
Tazalak. And then we shall judge angels, so we're not even judge the smallest matter. Look up that word.
Tazalak.
Tazalak. Read, what's the word?
It says Tazalak. It said to rush, to advance, to prosper.
To rush. So it's going to be again similar to acts.
Suddenly just happen.
Like you don't got a choice whether it happened or not. Right? So Holy Spirit descend on you. Or if you call it and it just happens to be there at the right time. Or you could not even be expecting it and then just hit you.
Well, when you go into the entomon of mightily, you go back to mighty, and it says in the entomon, it says the adjective, it says possessed or endowed with might, having the attribute of strength, possessed or endowed with. So when you're endowed with something, it's nothing of your own.
Right.
It's something that's given to you, or what it says possessed. Either way, either you're possessed by an evil spirit or the Holy Spirit at the end of the day.
Yeah, if we need help, we can call. Not like the dude did when he was getting his ass whooped up by the cops. But when the time is right, we're going to call the angels and they're going to help us. Sure. Judge angels, you got it?
So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and 3. It says, know ye not that we should judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
Yeah, and remember Judas Maccabees. Angels protected him and fought for him. And that's the same thing that David used to happen in David when he went to go out and fight. The angels would help him. Shoot fire at some of the Philistines and the people he was firing. Fight. So they come in various forms. They come in the form of the seraphims, or you come down to the appearance of a man or a monster.
Yeah.
And fight for us.
What's that? the Lord's going to teach them. I forget what I said.
Or the spirit can possess us. The angel can possess us.
Yeah, you can imagine jumping over buildings and stuff. You're like, oh shit, you know. As soon as you hit the ground, you're like, oh, you know, try to do it again. Damn, I can't, you know. It's nothing of your own. It's gonna be of the Lord, you know, that endows that power upon a man, you know, to deliver. She had that one sister that had that vision that she gave. And she didn't say who, but she said she was, you know, struggling. She called upon the name of the Lord. And when a man of the Lord came up, she said specifically a great millstone, but a man came up, dealt with those men, and got them out of there, man. So it's gonna be happening these times, man. So call upon the name of the Lord. An angel might come, or the Lord might send a man with the spiritual power to 1,000 miles away, hear the fucking call, and snap and get you and shit. You know?
I had a vision dream like that. It's 1,000 miles away. Somebody called.
Was able to hear like somebody, like your phone or some shit. You know?
Came down, descended.
Yeah, appreciate it? Yep. This is Acts chapter 16, verse 20. I'll start at 20. I'm going to start at 19. And when her masters saw that the hope of their gains was gone, they caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers, and brought them to the magistrates, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city, and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. It says, who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. All right, now in the NLT it says, so the jailer put them into the inner dungeon and clamped their feet in the stocks. And at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto the Most High, and the prisoners heard them.
So basically, they was chained to a wall, pretty much. It was chained like that. You see the movie.
Right, and the scriptures talk about, though you might have tribulation 10 days, right? Sure. Being cast into prison. You're still supposed to, what?
Be thou faithful unto death.
There you go. Isaiah 33:6. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Prayer.
You know, none of the other camps talk about the chariots.
Right.
They don't only great millstones.
Damn, you're right. Yeah, damn. I just noticed that right now. Damn, you're right.
I don't think Sakari even though he is Zion or great millstone.
Because they don't believe in what's called divine intervention, man.
Well, we're about to read divine intervention right out the scriptures. It says, and at midnight, Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto the Most High, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake.
There were suddenly again.
It says, and suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken. And immediately all the doors were opened, and everyone's bands were loosed. That's a angelic force, literally divinely intervening in the situation. Not only was there a great earthquake, but their bands themselves loosened from off of them. Okay?
Well, the stocks, right?
Yep.
They was being held bound there.
And the prison doors themselves blew open.
Well, there was one brother, that's the same thing. One brother had the vision, but he was in prison with brothers from not taking the Karagma, and then they prayed unto the Lord, and the doors opened, and everybody's running and trying to, like, you know, all the prisoners ran out, but the Spirit told them to go right, and everybody else was going left and stuff. So the angel was speaking unto the men of the Lord, like, yeah, everybody's feeling this chaos, but the men of the Lord, they went right, because the Spirit told them to go right. Everybody else was going left and going haywire and shit, right? Yeah. You know?
I mean, they're going to have these centers set up in the neighborhoods. So they ain't gonna have to go far. They ain't gonna have to go downtown to get it. You can go right to your neighborhood. They're gonna have them confident. They're gonna have them just like they had the testing centers for the shooting at teen stuff.
Yeah.
Neighborhoods. And empty parking lots, put fences up or whatever.
Yeah. And if you're disabled, they're gonna have somebody come to your house.
Hey, well, I did that too. I used to transport the stuff. Sometimes it was rich people. I would go to their house and pick up their stuff. and some poor people, but mainly was rich people.
Con. And it says, and there's a point to be made in this next part of the scripture. It says, and the keeper of the prison, awaking out of his sleep and seeing the prison doors open, he drew out his sword and would have killed himself, supposing that the prisoners had been fled. But Paul cried with a loud voice, saying, do thyself no harm, for we are all here. Then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? So through that my intervention, it made the same jailer who put them in that situation, in them chains, a believer.
Like you in certain cities, you have large.
So the Lord converted them right then and there through that divine intervention. That's one of the purposes of getting the power in the first place. How many became believers once the apostles got the abilities
and did
the miracles?
Converted.
So there's going to be a significant purpose for when, it's going to be as a standard against our enemies, but it's also going to be to glorify Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's right.
Okay? To bring in others.
Perform
Perform miracles on his behalf, but it's going to be through his power.
Psalms 110.
Yeah, it's going to be through his power. He's going to get all the honor and glory. And I had a dream like that.
Willing, look up willing, it means voluntarily.
You know?
Willing.
Where before the Lord actually gave me spiritual abilities, I called out to the people who were actually being enclosed by Edomites, coming with them and pursuing them with the sword and all other forms of weapons. And I told them not to worry. I said, only by the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai am I able to do this. And then I literally had spiritual power.
Eagle.
You know?
Eagle.
You know? And I'm not saying that I'm of the elect. I'm just saying that's one of many dreams I've had.
Keep you hopeful, man.
Right, exactly. Okay. And it was very vivid. And I literally, the Lord actually allowed me to ascend so far into the air and then come down with force. And basically, it was almost like creating a earthquake, and all the enemies basically were destroyed, and Israel was giving praises unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Right.
Literally, that was the entirety of the dream.
Yeah, I had a vision similar to that, but so like the brother said, somebody called me, well, not called me, but called me. But I was way in the air, and I heard a voice on the ground and called me. And I came down to help the brother. But the dream kind of faded when I got on the ground.
Like you know, similar is like because in that same Acts, I remember I was in a vision. This was quite a while ago, but Lord have me remember these ones. Is where I'm about and I'm talking to Jake, and there's these like not just women, but there's women, a couple men, and they happen to don't speak a lick of English. And I'm like, they're trying to get my attention, and I'm able to speak to them, and I'm hearing myself speaking. Mind you, I don't speak other languages, man. I'm able to speak to them specifically in the languages that they fucking speak, man. You know, clearly as day. And I'm looking around like, oh, in my mind, I'm like, and I'm telling them, and they know I can't speak their language naturally. They're like, but I'm telling them I'm only able to speak to you like this because of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord. It's like, and they're like, oh, and then they give praises to the Lord. They're like, oh, this man's gonna help us. This, that, and the third, you know. So there's gonna be instances where men of the Lord, certain things that we talked about of tongues, right, the spiritual power, flying, the abilities, strength, disappearing. I remember me and brothers always talk about it. Of that, what's that? Investigation, the bureau. What's what's the
ATF?
It's a movie. What's the? Where it's basically
bureau.
Damn. Yeah, but you know, it's basically the movie. Those men, they were angels, and they're able to open a door and be in another fucking place and shit. You know, the Lord's gonna give that ability to certain men. Like, hey, let's go through this door. It might look like it's to a house, but next thing you open the door, you're in a whole forest. In somewhere in North America and some shit. Close the door, your enemy comes in, they just see a regular house and shit.
Oh yeah, like in Doctor
That's how the
Strange.
Matrix was too.
A lot of people read
like basically like portals.
That theme, the door portal thing.
Yeah, it's basically like a portal.
Lock and Key on Netflix. Lock and Key. They had that similar. You put the key in there. And transport your parts.
Just to get that.
Just like it. Did we read John 14 already? Where Yahushua said, "The works you see me do, you shall do greater." Did we get that by chance?
Yeah, grab that.
All right. This is John 14. Yeah, I do have it. This is John 14:11. Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, and that's part of the testimony brothers just gave. We confessed Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Right? Wasn't we acknowledged even in the moment. Imagine you endowed with spiritual power. You're oversensed with an ability. And yet your inclination is to give
praises to the Lord.
Exactly. Glory unto whom it is due, knowing full well why you even have the ability in the first place, understanding the intention and the purpose of it.
Well, even in
but
visions,
you know it's gonna feel good too.
Yeah. Even the visions, people ask like, how the hell you do that? Yahweh by Simeon shot.
Right.
You know, they be
They're
like,
gonna be confident.
And they ask like, who's that? That's the God of the Bible. You know, they be like, they're like, I need to get with to get with the God of the Bible.
Right.
You know? Jacob's gonna be converted in that time. I got Isaiah 59 after you, brother.
Okay, Con. Verily, verily, I say unto you, it's like it. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go on to my Father. And there it goes to show you the order. Yahweh Shai is going on to his Father, right? As his head. Yahweh Shai is our head, but it works together.
That's right.
All right, it's a complementary order. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. And in order for us to do that, you need to have Yahweh Shai, because that's the only way you get into the Father, which is the author of all these things, in whom he gave the glory and credit unto his Son on his behalf. It all works together.
You know, that power, that judgment of,
and then the Yahweh Shai said we are going to be joint heirs.
All power and judgment is given unto him. So now that like you said, the author of everything of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, he gives to Yahweh Shai, like, all right, you endow who you,
because it was all predestinated.
Yeah,
it's all predestinated.
I'm gonna let you run the show. Do what I would do. And he does. He will endow that power upon whoever is deemed to have it at the end of the day.
Well, he's the ultimate embodiment of Father like Son. He's the ultimate embodiment of that. But go ahead.
Now you're going to read Psalms 110.
Gone. So this Psalm chapter 110:3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Now read volunteer, willing and power.
God, so it says for willing, it's a Hebrew word. It says nadaba, which means it says voluntariness. It also says free will, spontaneous. It also says in plural, as birds fly, abundant gift.
People shall be willing in the day of thy power. Literally power. Voluntariness. Willingly, you don't see, you don't believe. Certain ones. Just the elect. The elect are going to believe. Not the masses of people. This ain't 12 tribes worldwide.
I'm dead. I never seen a squirrel look dead in my country.
That's a damn false doctrine. 12 tribes worldwide. It's a false doctrine.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's
false movement. Look about power.
So it says for power, it's a Hebrew word chayal, which means strength, might, efficiency, wealth, army. It also says forces, hosts.
Yeah, so when the Lord Yahweh Shai displays his power, that's when you're going to have demons. 2/3 of Israel, they're going to be destroyed no matter what. All right? Even if you come to us, the Lord, we're going to be able to tell whether you are the elect or not. And you ain't going to be able to trick us. Like a 2/3 come up, I believe now. You ain't going to be able to fool us.
Right. Well, how do
you might be able to fool another like a woman for a man and a woman. You ain't going to fool us whether you are the elect or not.
How do we know that? Because when John was in the wilderness, what happened?
How did Peter know?
Oh yeah. He's like, who told you to be delivered?
Who forewarned you? Who warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
Bring forth what?
Yeah,
exactly.
How did Peter know? Peter, the Spirit revealed already whether Ananias and Sapphira was liars. They would hold back some of the money. Thinking he came honest and said this is the exact. They tried to lie and get slipped. They could have just been honest.
Yep, exactly.
No, but since they lied, that's what the Lord took their ass up.
I got a precept for you real fast. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall the fear of the name, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai shall lift up a standard against him. You know, so there's gonna be a standard that is gonna be lifted up. You know, through the Spirit of the Lord. And you always see in the scriptures that the Spirit of the Lord came upon a man before he did things, right? You know? Or even with Elijah and Elisha, okay? That with Elijah, when those worshippers of Baal, before that fire came down, what? He prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay? So the Lord was magnified in that moment. Like, Lord, show these individuals that you are the true power. And that's going to happen on this side too. You know, fire coming down from heaven. a chariot might pop up real quick, zap a motherfucker for you, and disappear. You know, the angel materialize and tear a 2/3 nigga apart. And then other people might see that and instantly convert. Like, oh shit, through the fear of the Lord, man. That's what the scripture says, through the fear of Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. The Lord is the Lord's power is really what's going to persuade you, man, at the end of the day. Because his brother said in that scripture, in the day of that power, the people shall be willing. They're going to get on their own accord, so to speak, in that sense. They go see the power and be like, oh shit, I got to get right. They're going to want to get right with Yahweh Bashim al-Shai through the fear of his power, man. That's it on what I had.
And a woman, it says she shall be saved in childbearing. All right. I mean, she has to. She'll leave on an elect brother's ticket. That's how she's gonna be saved.
Complimentary.
On a ticket. Basically, you got a ticket. You get in the train. So my ticket is good.
And you get an extra passenger on the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Real quick, I got that word for standard.
So ain't gonna be no damn independent women in the chariots.
That's right. Out of the spirit, you got to
whether you're young or old, you're gonna be under somebody's authority. What's the standard?
Yeah, so it says in the original text, it says nasasa, which goes back to the root word. It says nawas, which means to flee, escape. It also says to take flight, and also says to drive at.
Take flight to drive.
Damn.
So you being able to flee and drive, or you being able to flee and drive the enemy away.
That's right.
Standard.
Yeah, and it also says for the word for flood, it's the Hebrew word nahar, which means stream or river.
Torrent.
Yeah, you know, and that's how floods are. You know, you can't once a flood comes in, you know, you can't stop it. But guess what? Yahweh Bashim al-Shai is gonna lift up a standard for the elect so that they can stop it.
Yeah, way to escape, power to flee, and to put the enemy to flight.
I remember years ago in the spirit, like when the Lord first brought me to the truth, I remember I had a vision of. It was Jake that we were getting away from basically the enemy and shit, and there was some type of storm going on at the time, and we're at a fucking river, and we're like, damn, where do we go from here? And the Lord was like, come on now, you know what I can do. So I'm like, all right, cool, Lord, do it, and Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, you know, deliver us. And the fucking river, just like, you know, in the time before, fucking river opened up, everybody's like, yo, how the hell are you doing that? So I'm walking, everybody else is like, stand. I'm like, what y'all standing there for? Let's get the fuck going. Right, so everybody runs across the fucking river, and right before the enemy gets to the top of the river, the fucking river closes and shit. You know, just in little things like that. Things that brother's saying, I truly believe in spirit. Wherever brother's at or wherever the elect is at, these things will happen. You know, and in a more glorious manner than what we can describe and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's not based upon how many YouTube subscribers you got, how popular you are, you know. It's not based upon all that crap.
That's right.
All right, how many people like you, your network, how much shit you can talk, how much information you know is whether you are the elect.
Right. That's right.
All those views that IUIC get and those other camps get, that's gonna be nothing. Mm-hmm. That's not gonna mean nothing. Or your popularity, how many people love you and like you. You know, it's about whether you are the elect or not. All right?
The Lord changed his face, People didn't to the point that people didn't recognize him.
Right.
You know, you got a motherfucker doing evil And then what? You gotta have a man, Lord, that don't look like himself, and then he's gonna reveal himself like, caught your dumb ass. You know, the Lord, the Lord is gonna give that power to his men, man. You know, just gotta fall in line.
So it also says to hasten, to be born swiftly. It also says to impel. It says a confined stream, Racha Yahweh Nasasa Bawa, which means it's a confined stream which the wind of Yahweh impels.
Which you just remind me in spirit. The reason I even brought the vision up for a reason, because thought about a flood. You really can't stop waters or tsunami from fucking. You can't stop this shit. You seen what happened in the Carolinas? Fucking wave of water came and it took houses, uprooted houses, and the houses were fucking floating, and bridges, and were floating with the water. So imagine a fucking tsunami coming, because it's not just troops or Esau. There might be other disasters that might be happening at the time. Shit, fucking flood of water, tsunami of water comes your fucking way because you live on the East Coast or whatever, and stuff. And before it hits you, the fucking water, the wall of water fucking splits and misses you and a bunch of people, goes around you, but fucking flood kills everybody behind you and shit through the power of the Lord, man. You know,
water just don't affect you.
Yeah.
You know, like Daniel in the fiery furnace.
Yeah.
Holy children.
Yep.
Fire didn't affect them. It touched them, but it didn't affect them.
That's right.
It didn't even smell like smoke or anything, even though they was in the midst of the fire.
That's right.
We can be in the midst of water or anything,
and not even be wet.
Don't even touch us.
That's
It
right.
don't even affect us. The Lord changed the physics.
That's right. And that's what we believe, that we wholeheartedly have faith in the things that are written in the scriptures. But Lord Yahushua said, greater things we're going to do, and not everything was written what Yahushua did.
Yeah, we're subject to gravity. But like the scripture says, the man up with wings like eagles. So that law, we're not going to be, certain brothers are not going to be subject to the law of gravity.
Right.
You know, that's a law that we got to adhere to. And what goes up must come down. But with the spirit, we don't have to be subject to that law.
Everything is
Daniel,
possible.
when he got put in that furnace, was a perfect point. He was in the midst of the fire, and he didn't get burnt or smell. No smoke was on him or nothing.
That's right.
So it don't matter what touches us. It's up to the Lord whether it, like the Lord said, like a sparrow don't fall from the sky, whether unless He say so.
I think it was a Shamrock, Meshach and Abednego.
The holy children.
Well, even still, Daniel with the lions.
Royal children. Yeah, royal. Daniel and the lion closed the mouth of the lions.
That's right.
This is Isaiah 40, verse 31. It says, "But they that wait upon Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not grow faint." Or Slakia, they shall walk and not faint. Which means basically we're not going to be subject to the elements like that.
Elijah ate the cake and he ran with Elijah. Yeah, Elijah ate the cake one time and that fed him for 40 days. So we ain't got to worry about no damn food.
The Lord is going to undo the restrictions that we have currently.
He did it back then. He'd do it again even greater.
I got a quick scripture real fast.
Let's wrap it up.
Yep, this is Matthew 19 and 26. And Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible.
Find that scripture, Ahab. He ate the cake and ran before Ahab.
It says, I'm reading again. This is Matthew 19 and 26.
We don't got to have a bunch of surplus of food and all that. That's not even relevant.
Sure.
If the Lord did that for Elijah, He can do it for us. We need one time, we can be good till chariots come and deliver us.
Okay.
The Father should.
That's right. Matter of fact, I'll start this one. This is Mark 10 and 27. And Yahushua looked upon them and said, with men it is impossible, but not with the Most High, for with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua all things are possible.
There we go. Elijah ate one meal. And he lasted him for 40 days. And he was running and everything.
That's right.
Why Ahab was in the damn chariot.
That's right.
So, hey, just read, run and not be weary. So Elijah had a little bit of that power. He had the beginning stages of it. Elijah, so he's going to be a little Elijah's. He called the chariot. Yeah, Elijah called the chariots and all that. Yeah.
That's right.
He ate one meal in 40 days. And he was running.
Calling fire from heaven.
He was running. He didn't have to recharge or nothing.
Was it Elisha that was it Elisha or Elijah with the she-bears? Calling animals to your assistance and shit.
Yeah.
being Dr. Tulu. That's hey. What happened?
Read it, precept.
So it says, 1 Kings chapter 19:1. It says, and Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal have you slain all the prophets with the sword. Then it says, then
it's indicative to our time. You can put in place that.
It says, verse 2. Then it says, what? It says, yeah. It says. So this is 1 Kings chapter 19:2. Hey, that's lucky, you know.
It said 1 Kings 19:2. It said, then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me more also, if I make out thy life as the life by this time. Verse 3. He saw that he arose and went to his life, and came to Bathsheba, or Sheba, which belonged to Judah, and left his servant there. It said, but he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under the juniper tree. He requested for himself that he might die, and said, it is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. Is this the next one?
Yeah, continue.
It says, and as he lay and slept under the juniper tree, it said, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking in the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. The angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of the Heavenly Father.
A hot ass meal, man. You know, you walk into you might be walking a couple of days and you walk into an abandoned building, and in the abandoned building there's a full fucking dinner fucking set up. Your favorite fucking meal, curry chicken or some shit with plantains, or freshly hot, like it came out, freshly came out and shit. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? Mine's just an abandoned building in the middle of the fucking forest. You know? Full crock pot look like it's set up and shit, man. You know? He's the Lord gonna do for his he's the Lord gonna show out for his men. Like he always has.
Just wait.
That's right.
All right, that was it. Anybody got quick reset? Too long way?
Yep. Real quick. This is Numbers chapter 20, verse 10. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said unto them, hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. And it says, and Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, spake unto Moses and Aaron, because you believe me not. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because you believe me not to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore you shall not bring this congregation into the land which I give it them. That's heavy. We were talking about that earlier. All right? But the point mainly was the fact that the Lord provided sustenance to the children of Israel. He was able to strike a rock. Yeah. It's true. There are certain rocks that actually happen to contain an abundance of water. That is true. Right? Even certain logs. Right? There's certain trees that absorb a lot of moisture, but if you stick a sharp object, that water will actually flow out. And the Spirit going to be guiding you. Right? We might have a certain amount of knowledge, but what's going to really instruct us to go to that tree, strike that for that rock, and go in this area, it's going to be by the Spirit of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? And we know that through what is that? Second Esdras? Yeah.
77, he said, the days of trouble at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have
Most High is your guide, and the guide to them that keep his commandments and precepts.
Right, I just want to see if I can get the real quick. G&T apocryphal.
Can read this real quick. This
Go
is
on.
1 Kings is at the bottom, 18th chapter, 45, and it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain, and Ahab rode and went to Jezreel. And the hand of Yahweh was upon Elijah. It's like the hand of Yahweh was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Damn. Look up, ran just means run, hurry, quick. Right? He had that strength for that cake for 40 days. At 1 meal. Got it?
No, I got it.
You said G&T, right? Second 16 in G&T?
Yeah, it's 16, right?
Yeah, 1674 and through 75.
Con, yeah.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, if you got it.
Yeah.
You got it, yeah.
This is second Ezra 16 in G&T, verse 74 and 75, and it reads, it says, "But listen to what the Lord says, my chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, but I will rescue you. Don't be afraid or have any doubts. I am your power, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, and I will lead you."
That's straight to the point, right? And notice how it mentioned chosen. Well, remember, yes, the nation itself is the chosen nation, but you have an elect within the elect. Meaning, even though Israel is the elect nation, out of that nation is going to come the 144,000 and the rest of the men, women, and children that believe.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
But beginning with that 144,000, that's that government body, that governing body, who the Lord is going to give that spiritual ability to, all right? And that power to ultimately, right? And we're going to be a hiding place, all right, from the wind.
That's right.
So it says again, if the brother would read it one more time.
Yep. This is in the G&T, second Ezra 16, 20,
Started 73.
73, starting at 73, it says, "This will be the time of testing for my chosen people, and they will prove to be as pure as refined gold."
Right, because the Lord's already been prepping our minds for all of these things. So we already have the strength of the spirit, experience, but ultimately that confidence in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai that he's going to be with us in any situation. It's going to be the Lord's will. Let the Lord's will be done. That's going to be our confidence. That's what we're going to pull from. Like the brother said earlier, whether the Lord delivers us or not, that's just going to be our frame of mind. If Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will. And because of that mindset, the Lord is going to deliver us, sustain us, okay, and save us. Go ahead.
It says, verse 74, "But listen to what Yahweh says. My chosen people, the time of terrible suffering is near, but I will rescue you."
Famine, pestilence, plague, sword, beasts, apparitions, earthquakes, calamity, certain disasters. Even Job was recorded, right?
That's right.
Out of 6 but 7 troubles shall I deliver thee.
That's right.
And it goes into the different forms. But 7 representing completion. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, "But I will rescue you." Verse 75.
Right, because we understand we need a savior and we can't rescue ourselves.
That's right.
You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to be our covert against the tempest. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 75. "Don't be afraid or have any doubts, for I am Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and I will lead you."
So Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to lead us the right way and instruct us unto salvation. One.
It says, verse 76, "If you keep my commandment, my laws, and my commands," says Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, "you must not let your sins weigh you down or control you."
Right, so that's the point, you know, and we got to do to the best of our ability to keep those commandments. All right, and fulfill everything in the right faith. All right, and the Lord's going to provide for us and take care of us. So, you know, Lord's will, the elect of the nation of Israel was edified. We're going to say Panya Hakwadam, meaning face the east. We're going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto
Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kadash.
Okay, giving double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the elect. Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.